Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Paper Dungeon.
Woo!
We hope that you have seen our first episode. If not, totally chill. And for those of you who did watch it, we hope that you had an absolutely great time, and we hope that you are going to enjoy this one as well. Before we get started, I want to give just a quick reminder of kind of who everyone is. Eventually, a lot of this will be shifted to the end of the show, so you'll have to stick around for that. But since we're still getting to know everybody, I'll just start off with a quick round of introductions. I'm Aaron. I'm the DM of the Paper Dungeon for this season. I was a player last season, and I'm happy to be here.
What's a fun fact about the DM that nobody knows?
Wait, about me?
Yeah, I mean, because we're going to go around and do that for every player. So in this case, or an NPC. How about an NPC?
Oh,
how about J.R. Collins or someone like that?
J.R. Collins was present at his own birth. He was the doctor. He delivered himself.
Why did I picture two J.R. Collins from different timelines?
He was the doctor and the nurse, actually.
Wow. He was his own midwife.
Yes. I'm going to move just to my right on my screen. Hey, Drew, would you like to introduce yourself and give us a fun fact about your character?
Hi, guys. I'm Drew, resident tech person here at the Paper Dungeon. I'm playing Talith, the wizard. Fun fact about Talith is that Talith is actually his middle name. His first name is actually Daniel. And some of you would know that if you watched the character one shot. If you haven't done that, then you should.
We can start calling him Danny.
No, please don't.
Or just Dan.
Dan.
I will murder you all.
Next up on my screen, moving clockwise around, Gracie.
Hello, I'm Gracie. I play Addy, the human fighter. And a fun fact about Addy is that she can only drink coffee if it is insanely sugary sweet and like completely bogged down with cream.
No black coffee for Addy.
No black coffee.
Kind of surprising.
A single drop.
No, it's like, I would like some coffee with my cream, please. And like 10 sugars, all right?
Yeah, it's like
hot
coffee.
or iced.
Ooh, that's great.
She's definitely more of like an iced coffee gal. She'll have it either way. It's just, it has to be sweet. If it doesn't taste like coffee, it's probably good for her.
It's like she drinks like milk where someone was thinking about coffee in a room over.
Yeah, just the vibes. The vibes of coffee,
absolutely.
that's enough. Yeah.
Next up on my screen, Grant.
Yes. Hi, I'm Grant, and I'm playing a humanoid ranger named Leslie. Also goes by Bear. Fun fact about Leslie is he has never seen The Notebook.
Which Notebook, Grant?
Oh, like the movie, The Notebook.
That makes sense because it doesn't exist in the world.
Was this the like breaking the fourth wall? Are you projecting onto your character? Are you saying you've never seen The Notebook?
Maybe, but also that means it's double true because it's impossible that he's seen The Notebook. So in that case,
guys, this idea of sharing fun things about our character is going really well.
Also theoretically, if we're like sort of in space, right, then like maybe our world exists.
There is definitely
universe.
A version of The Notebook that exists. I'll give that.
I'll take that.
There's
not seen that.
There's romantic movies.
He's never seen whatever the equivalent to The Notebook is.
It's The Journal.
He's never seen it.
Yep. Last but certainly not least, Jar Jar, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jar Jar. And Stanley's sick right now, but I'm here. I am playing Medora, a human druid. One fact about Medora is probably really simple. She doesn't really like telling stuff. Anyways, she's a big fan of orange blossom tea.
Oh, very good choice.
Like orange.
Very demure, very mindful.
Absolutely. I'm sure it has absolutely zero negative influence on her life at any point in time. No bad
Not at
memories
all.
Next up on this intro today, quick overview of what's going on with the Kickstarter. Stickers and pins are completed, ready to go. All of the rough drafts for the posters are created. We are working on finalizing how we're going to we know how we're going to print them, but we're working on getting that done, making sure that they look up to quality and really making making them primo. That's on me. I'm blowing it.
We're going to get them professionally printed
Yeah,
for all of
we're
you.
doing some good stuff. Once that art is done, we will get the Nico Miras PDF all situated and figured out. We are still waiting on a few responses to our backer surveys. Once we have a majority of those, we can announce the mini-series theme that you guys are voting on. We also need those surveys to know where to send their rewards. So please, 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 please fill them out. I don't want you to have to pay for our show and then you don't get anything. That would suck. I would feel really bad. And you should too, because it's really cool stuff. Thank you again for all your support. This show would not have been possible without it. Additionally, I would like to say this is a more adult stream than it has been in the past. Some of you may encounter mature themes. We are adults. Hopefully you are too. And if not, we hope that you are mature enough to handle adult themes. This is the content warning. You have been warned. Thank you so much for listening, and welcome to the table. Drew, you can get us started with some music. Last time on the Paper Dungeon, our group assembled in a small town on Nico Miras named Firstin, when all of a sudden a monstrous creature, basically a soldier sent to bring them to prison from by the Modrons arrived, but they were saved by a mysterious wizard named J.R. Collins. That's a callback. They are taken away from Nico Miras, sent into the outer realms, of which they are all actually from, and basically given the information that all of existence is going to end, and somehow, some way, them being put together is going to solve that problem. After a lot of screaming and terrible memories and an old wizard bleeding while he attempts to open a portal, they end up on the Dream Train, one of the main modes of transportation among the outer realms. While on this train, they get to know each other, do some drugs, just a little bit of drugs.
A lot of drugs.
Yes, mainly accidentally. Have a couple of bad trips, gaze into the endless void outside of their train, and become aware of the fact that the train is currently under attack from some elder being that is stirring on the outside of reality. As they made their way into the, oh my goodness, what's the front of a train called? Engine room.
The bow.
We got it. That's a boat, Grant, but thank you.
That was close.
As they make their way towards the engine room, one of our wonderful heroes on this journey, Talith, attempts to gain some insight into the mechanisms of this train, maybe see if he can get a little bit of a view forward. As he does, a change overtakes him. You see his skin grow more pallid. His fingers almost elongate, not the nails, but the bones of them sharpening, even slightly breaking through the skin as they begin to leave indentations in the steel that surrounds you. His arcane focus on the back of his hand begins to emanate this pulsing green light as a different light also begins to the police. Almost flow down the back of his neck from this strange design that seems almost etched into his skin. Even his ears become slightly pointed, more like a half-elf. And a wicked smile overtakes him as you see two long canine teeth as he charges into the engine room, the rest of you hot on his tail. Within the engine room, which is conveniently a 20-foot by 40-foot room.
Nice.
Thank you. I had to look at my notes there. At the end
convenience.
At the end of that 40 feet, there is a 10-foot radius dome of light, where within that radius, you see the hunched over engineer that is piloting the dream train, so to speak, the conductor, who you know to be someone named Saint Clarita, or Saint Clara, as she tends to prefer to be called. She is hammering away, and you can actually see that same light that makes up the barrier is stretching through and almost holding the engine room together. But it is beginning to crack as strange blobs of dreamlike energy cling and crawl along the seams of the engine room. You see 5 distinct bumps that appear to be basically ripping off pieces of the engine room, as well as 3 larger forms. One of them is covered in teeth. The other one is covered in lips. And one of them is just a mass of writhing tongues. As you enter into the engine room, you see Talith charge forward. I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
I hate it. I hate it so much. We're not even
hate it
5
already.
minutes in.
Oh, goodness.
Do you get why the title of the episode is Mouth?
Yeah.
It's lips, teeth, and tongue.
What sound do they make?
Oh, you'll know.
I got a 20, not natural.
Nice.
Well, let me
I
tell
got an 18.
Guys.
I rolled an 18.
Wow.
Hold on. Grant, do you not remember how we do this? It was your favorite part.
Oh no, I ruined
This is a maybe a first. Well, it's not exactly a first experience. Has everyone rolled?
Drew, I saw that. Now he.
I'm looking for. Does anyone have a 25 to 20? Yeah, Gracie. There we go. Yeah.
Gracie raises it. What'd you get?
I got a 20.
Wow.
I just realized that I'm also participating in this combat, so I also need to roll. Good.
Yeah, you're gonna roll.
It didn't matter in the first place. Do we have a 19 to a 15?
Me.
Great.
I got an 18, DM.
Fantastic. Well, good for you. 14 to 10. Hey, Jar Jar.
I got a 12.
Hey, that's not bad.
That's
first
above
roll.
average.
Hey.
Do we have a 10 to a 5? Excuse me, a 9 to a 5. Do we have a Dolly Parton? Oh,
not true.
No.
That's pretty bad.
I'm going to charge into battle first.
It tracks with Drew and his rolling of initiative.
Do we have a 4 below?
4.
Hey, good news. You're not going last.
Whoa. Aaron rolled where Talus sprints into the engine room, faces the beast, and then waits for everybody.
Absolutely.
Has to center himself like.
I just had a thought. Some people listening to this have never played Dungeons and Dragons. Do you want to give just like the super briefest description of what the heck initiative is?
Okay, so I can absolutely do that. And we're even going to go into some cool rule. So how initiative works is basically each player will roll a d20 and add their initiative bonus, which most of the time is just going to be their dexterity modifier. Sometimes they will have some special ability or something that will add to that, but most of the time it's just d20 plus your dexterity, and whoever has the highest number will go first. Whoever has the lowest number will go last. That includes the monsters. Now, because no one, including the monsters or the rest of the party, really expected a rampaging, blood-crazed monstrosity to charge into the engine room and start going, we are going to have a surprise round.
Nice.
Now, this has worked differently in previous editions than it does in the edition that we are running. How this works for Drew's sake and everyone else listening is basically whoever is participating in the surprise round, which will just be Drew for this moment, it will go through the entire order until it hits the people in the surprise round. Then Drew will act, and then it will continue through the order back to the top. So technically, it goes Gracie's turn, but she's surprised. Grant's turn, but he's surprised.
Whoa.
Jar Jar's turn, but she's surprised. Drew, it's your turn.
Lovely. I love
As
this.
you charge in, there are 3 creatures that appear to be attacking the barrier, and then those 5 blobs that are ripping at the walls of the machine.
So there's eight things to attack?
Yes, there are 8 entities.
Okay, lovely. And are the 3 bigger ones like the ones closer to me, more or less? Like, are they? Because like the
Yes.
3 small ones, like the 5 small ones, are all like immediately surrounding the conductor, right?
The 5 small ones are actually pretty randomly interspersed amidst the cabin. You
I
can
see.
easily get to one of them if you would like.
Okay. Cool. So as Talith enters the cabin, all of you hear in your heads, although somehow you feel as though it is not directed at you, but it is directed at the entities, these strange black entities within the cabin. You hear in your head, "There you are, my tasty treats. May your dreams manifest further within the abyss of black ichor. For my envy is the nightmare of those who walk in the void of thought." And he will charge towards the closest thing to him.
Fantastic. Let's say that is
Actually, no, I take that back.
Ooh.
No, I want to go towards one of the big
back.
ones. I'm going to go towards one of the big
one
ones.
of the big ones.
I want to go towards the
Lips, teeth, or tongue.
Let's go with lips.
Lips.
That
If you're
feels
going for-
interesting.
If you're going for a different character, though, you have to do the voice again. I'm just kidding. Also, can I just say also, you said like, yeah, Talith entered the engine room. No, Talith like sprinted on all 4s in
Yes,
a terrifying
like a ravaged
display
animal.
into the engine room. Yeah, like
Talith
ravaging.
galloped
Yeah.
into the engine room.
Yeah, and as he begins to get closer towards the lips, he is going to cast a spell. Let me look at my thing here. So it needs to make an intelligence saving throw. As he gets closer, you see a colorful kaleidoscope of arcane energy violently erupt around his hand and arc and dance around it as if encased in glass. And in one kind of fluid motion, he brings up his hand and you see him grasp onto the tendrils of the weave itself and crack it like a whip, sending this surge of energy arcing towards this creature like an arrow following a predetermined path. And what did it roll, DM?
It rolled a 17.
Okay. It will succeed.
Lips going in.
Let's see. As a reaction, because I don't want it to succeed, I'm going to cast Silvery Barbs.
I love it.
Giving it
Mess with the
disadvantage.
Alpha economy.
And so, yeah, as this spell tries to take hold of it, silvery rose vines will kind of reach out from Talith's hand and begin to wrap around this creature.
Fantastic. Disadvantage, it will get a 3.
Okay,
Who
that
would you
will
like
fail.
to grant advantage on
I'm
their
going
next-
to grant. Am I able to get into melee with this creature by the end of my movement? Okay, I'm going to give advantage to myself for this one.
I like it.
It will take 2 points of psychic damage.
Cool.
And then it will subtract a d4 from its next saving throw.
Sweet.
And then as a bonus action, that same kind of green arcane energy will actually begin to envelop and build around his other hand as he rakes his claws into this creature, almost trying to grasp hold of something within its being. And he will make a psychic bite attack, which I have to roll for. Okay, that's pretty good. So that is...
Do you get advantage on that?
Oh, I do get advantage. Thank you.
Ooh.
Okay, I
welcome.
rolled better, but I didn't crit, but that's okay. That's a 20 numbers, 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Super
Great.
easy. You guys are like level 1.
Nice.
Man, we just came from playing like level 20 campaigns. There was like, does a 23 hit? And it's like, no, of course not, you idiot.
And that will be an additional 7 points of psychic damage to this creature.
Fantastic. You do notice that the psychic damage is halved.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Aw, man.
And
They're creatures made of dreams. What?
yeah, crazy,
It's
right?
like their thing.
And then I will use one of my bonuses from my bite attack to gain a bonus to my next ability check or check roll equal to the amount of damage I dealt.
Sweet.
So yeah.
Basically, Drew does 7 abilities in one turn. I love it.
I love the
and then
enthusiasm.
I'm just right up next to these mouths.
So yeah, for Gracie and Jar Jar, this is Drew in his element. He has entered into combat, and suddenly he's like, "I'm home."
Yeah. Home sweet home.
That will end. Well, yes, Grant.
Did any of you ever play the old PS1 Rayman games? Because there's this one particular enemy that is just this big plant that like wanders around with like giant lips. And if any of you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And it looks like this creature in my head is all I'm saying. Thank you. I'm
glad to know what you are imagining this creature looks like. And sure. Sounds good. That will be the end of surprise round. It will then go to the creature's turn. It is as surprised as everyone. This is when it goes back to the top of the round.
I'm so sorry.
In classic Drew fashion.
I'm so sorry. I want to say this just to make sure I say it, and that way there's no confusion. As Talith does enter the room, because he's currently attuned to melody, she is actually going to fly basically just away from everything, basically as far as she can, while still staying in the room, and then Sirius will just kind of tuck and hide like within his cloak, just as
fantastic. The bird flaps.
Yeah.
He did the thing with his hand. Do it again.
Yeah. Okay. Great. This is for the people. This will go back to the top of the round. This is the point in time when Saint Clara will call out to you and basically say, "I need 30 seconds," which would be 5 rounds of combat.
That's perfect.
30 seconds.
30
That's
seconds.
A long time.
30. That is a long time. That is a full episode in Dungeons and Dragons.
That's easy.
But we will move to the top of the round with Gracie. You are now there. You heard all that happen.
All right. I'm going to draw my longsword, wielding it with both hands, and I want to run up next to St. Clara, closest to wherever there would be one of any of the enemies.
Absolutely. So at the end, so basically 30 feet away from you is where the kind of golden barrier is. And just outside of that area, you have at the very front is the rampaging monster that once knew as Talith, currently going after these lips with abandon, just to the wind.
Yep.
You saw him bite a bunch of lips, and you're like, "Oh, that's a little
sus."
Yo,
Talith is making up.
That's why I didn't go after the tongues, dude.
Absolutely. He's not French, bro. To the right of them is the monster made out of tongues, and to the left of them is the monster made out of teeth.
I would like to situate myself between the teeth and lips.
Awesome. The perfect place to be.
You know how it is. In between the two of them. Yes. And then I would like to make an attack on the tooth monster.
Fantastic. Chip those teeth.
Yeah, it's the tooth fairy's cousin, the tooth monster.
I mean, you got to cut your teeth on something,
Yeah.
That is an 18.
18 will hit for sure.
8 teeth.
I hate you, Grant.
You rolling those dice sounded like someone biting into an apple.
I'm just pouring it out of the little bottle that you gave me.
Oh, yeah. That was one of the Nashville gifts. Shout out to Nashville.
I just realized
that's
a 9.
A 9 on the damage.
9.
Nice.
Slashing damage.
Nice.
9 slashing
Chip
damage.
those teeth.
Absolutely. Sure enough, your blade swings down. It actually gets caught between a molar and an incisor. You manage to pull through and deal some lasting damage.
I wanted to die already.
Out of all the things, it's what we never expected. Teeth. Is there anything else that you would like to do on your turn?
Not currently. How close am I considered to all of these?
You would be within 5 feet of Talith, the lips, and the teeth.
Wonderful.
10 feet away from the tongues.
Okay, perfect.
Interesting.
Next up, following Gracie, you have Leslie. I don't know why I wrote down your player names and not your character names in initiative order. This is going to screw me up the whole time that we're here. Leslie.
I
Also
prefer
known
if
as
you
Bear.
called me Bear. I prefer if you called me Bear.
Bear.
Thank you.
Stuff is going down. Talith rushed in here, leaving scratch marks, gosh dang, biting into these lips. Then seemingly not at all surprised by the situation. I'm blanking out.
Addy.
Medora?
Addy, thank you.
There you go. We got
Oh my
there.
God, why did I write down your names? I need to change that after I'm done talking here. Addy rushed in, seemingly not concerned at all about the situation, and immediately just started hacking at the molars that are assembled over there. What would you like to do?
Okay, so we're running man-to-man defense here, I can tell. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to look up.
I hate that you just made a football joke.
It wasn't a joke. It's just what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Football is not a joke.
Football's serious. I mean, man-to-man, it can be anything.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Thank you.
Leslie slowly and dramatically pulls out his gun and goes, "Rrr," and then raises his gun and looks down the iron sights and says,
Rawr.
"You've licked one too many times. Prepare to never lick again." And he takes a shot with his rifle at the tongue monster.
Yes.
Fantastic. Please make an attack roll.
Oh my word.
That's a 4.
This is so good.
So a 4 is going to miss. You fire and you actually see the bullet fly through the air perfectly on target, and then the tongues separate to just leave a gap that the bullet flies through and pings off of that golden shield behind it.
Didn't see that coming. And then I'll be like, well, if it's gonna be like that. And then he starts, you see his face start to sharpen and his maw elongates slightly. And you see fur sprout from around where his sideburns and his beard would be, and it grows bigger. And his hat just kind of lifts up on top of his incredible mane. Do you mind? the like emergency vehicles going right past my window. And then you see claws protrude from his hands, and he can somehow still grip the gun perfectly.
I love
and he
this
looks
so much.
And you take a look at Bear, and he doesn't look like a bear at all. He looks like a lion. There you go.
I love this. I love this. So now the true question, Medora, which monster man do you stand next to?
Yes. I would like to call back to, but before episode 1, we were all talking. We're like, we're really going to take this campaign in a much more serious direction.
Look, okay, hold on. Leslie looks cool as hell. Okay, I just have to say that he looks like
with
a lion,
tiny cowboy hat.
He's not small. It's like a normal size cowboy hat. He's got haunches now, but they're like muscular. You know what I mean?
Well, now I'm deciding between Nosferatu and the Cowardly Lion, so I don't know which one.
Oh my goodness!
Also,
we don't have the license for those IPs.
He also gets 4 temp HP because
that's good.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
So just to be clear, this is you using your shifter ability because that's what you are.
Yes, I bonus action shift because that is my race ability.
Thank you for the clarification. So I've said on the start of each person's round, things are going down. Medora, the most concerning sequence of events that you have ever seen happens in the span of 6 seconds.
Actually, less than 6 seconds.
Heck?
A man turns into a weird feral vampire, sprints through, starts attacking a pile of lips. A strong, independent woman. This is the most normal thing that has happened. Doesn't pay this any mind, just runs in with a sword and starts hacking. You're like, okay, this is still fantasy world.
We can get down with that. We can get down.
And then you look to your right, and you see him pull up a gun, fire, a mist, and then just like fur goes out. What would you like to do in this fantastic
Please
combat
tell me.
that we have
Please
here?
tell me you also transform into some grotesque thing.
That'd be amazing.
Medora just goes, Autobots roll.
Autobots roll out.
Turns into a truck.
She does a partial druid transformation.
Absolutely. Yeah. What would you like to do on your turn, Medora?
All right. Honestly, everyone's actions have now thrown me off to what I was gonna do. So now I'm just like trying to think.
You at one
First
point
First off, I'm
mentioned
like, well, laissez le bon temps rouler, and I like trying to figure out because then okay, hold on.
Yeah, say what
Okay.
you're thinking.
Yep.
Talk through it.
I'm trying to like look. So okay, there
There's-
and then
there's
is
teeth
there, and then
and
woman
lips.
is there.
And some tongues. And a bunch of other wispy things.
Because there's one with. Is there one with eyes?
No.
There are no eyes. There's just mouth parts.
Okay, so it's the lips, the tongue, and
Lips,
the
teeth, and tongue.
Mhm.
Okay, so we got. Okay, I'm gonna go. Well, he got it. Then there's a lion. Well, he looked like a lion.
Medora's
There are
talking.
also the
Yeah, he was like sitting there, like.
He looks
there
like
are
a
also
lion now.
the kind of 5 blobs that appear to be kind of like tearing apart the engine room as well, outside of those 3 creatures.
How close are they together?
They are equidistant from each other.
Got it.
There's probably about at least a 10-foot gap between each of them.
10-foot gap. Got it. Okay, 10-foot gap. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna say, well, and I pull out my sickles. I like cool and stuff, like spin it.
Yeah,
And I run towards one of the blobs. Just
fantastic.
I'm going on just full on. Well, everybody else is going off of the adrenaline. Might as well do it.
Fantastic. Please make an attack roll with your sickle and scythe.
Paper.
Doo-doo.
12.
12. That is good enough. These blobs are easier to hit than the mouth creatures. Also, please roll your damage.
Okay. 4. Wait. Yes.
Perfect. These are creatures that are from an older edition. This is from 3.5. These are minions, so they only have 1 hit point. So hitting them will kill them, assuming that you deal any damage. Could you
No
please
more
roll a
bananas for
d6
you.
for me?
Yeah.
Reroll on a 6.
Oh, interesting.
3.
3. Awesome.
I'm scared.
Do you have anything else that you would like to do on your turn?
Nope. I gotta. My brain's just. Medora's just thinking. She's like, well, shoot. Let me just do now and think later.
You slash your kind of sun sickle down, catch it into this like almost like a caustic bubble of tar. You slice clean through and it goes, and then just oozes away into nothingness. Kind of like
wasn't
popping a pimple.
Gross.
Ew,
No. No.
It's so
No.
yucky already.
Oh,
it's
that's so gross.
yucky.
Hey, you just made my gosh dang combat a laughing stock for the past 10 minutes.
Pause. Look, if you're listening to this and you're like, yuck, I can't listen to this podcast, it won't be like this every combat, I swear, okay?
Not
Please.
every combat. Some of them.
Only
Please
50%.
power through it.
Look, we got to start them off strong, right? We got to let them know what they're potentially getting into. That's why we had a trigger warning at the start.
Oh no, we're losing viewers, people. We're losing viewers.
Talith, it is back to you. If Medora has nothing else that she would like to do on her turn. Fantastic.
Wait, none of the creatures have gone yet?
No, I told you don't go last.
Oh, that's surprising.
I rolled a 2.
Nice. Well, in that case, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And just keep wailing at this mouth.
Hurrah. Yes.
Hey, yo.
So it needs to make another intelligence save.
Talith with the RAR XD. That'll be an 8.
Okay, that will fail again.
Yes.
It will take 1 point of psychic damage because I rolled a 1. I'm not going to use this D6 anymore. And then I'm going to do another bonus action bite attack.
Awesome.
Okay, that's probably going to hit.
He's doing math.
I did.
Yeah,
have
it's like a 20. It's like a 20, 30, 20, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Level 1, remember? These things have like a EC of like 13.
Yep.
How are you? It's level 1. How is there so much math to
Drew,
do?
we don't question.
Min-maxer.
I mean, I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just actually curious.
Yes, you are. You are calling me out, Grant. It's fine.
No.
And then that's another 8 points of psychic damage, DM.
Oh, good God. That's a lot more than you did the previous.
He's rolling with the punches.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Is there anything else that you would like to do with on your turn, Drew?
I will rotate so that I am flanking the mouths with Addy.
Okay, that will put you into flanking with the tongue. So the tongue and the mouth have flanking on you. Okay,
correct.
So I do have to correct a mistake that I made when describing. He isn't biting them unless you want to be.
No.
Yeah, Talith is reaching in with his hands, those elongated bone-like spear fingers, and seemingly almost injecting magical ability, kind of like a syringe, into these things, and then sucking something out of them with his hand. That is the end of Talith's turns, which means that it will be the mouth's turns. First off, teeth are going to attack Addy.
Bring it on.
Munch. They're going to roll an 18 to hit.
Oh, that hits. That was so close. They really got me there.
Oof. Oh, wait, no.
Is this technically a bite? Because I don't see this creature as like a biting creature, but it is teeth.
Well, I would love to describe how this happens, Grant. Thank you for reminding me.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Grant,
It just spins in a circle. It's like a grinder. I'm like,
That's not better.
Okay, so instead of a D8, we're going to use 2D4. That's pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah.
That's math.
It's a minimum of 2 and it's a minimum of 1.
Oops. Well, this is what happens when you lose or die. That'll be 6 damage to you, Addy.
Ooh.
Ow.
oof.
Ow. So how this functions is basically, it isn't like they bite down, because this is literally just a sentient pile of various teeth that are constantly shifting and twisting, almost like a tornado of calcium. And it turns the eye of that tornado towards Addy and just envelops her like a blender.
Ow.
Yes, ow. Next up, let's have the tongues go.
How much damage did Addy take?
7.
Six.
Okay,
Six.
Good to know. Good to know.
1 HP out first level is life or death.
That is very accurate. I lost my things.
DM.
I'm sorry. It's my first time. I've never played this game before.
What are you looking for?
I couldn't look. I love this notebook, but they printed the important pages double-sided, so I have to flip between front and back And my organization skills means that I wrote half of this combat on the front half of the page and the second half on the back end of the page. Thanks, Aaron's brain, for working the way that it does. The tongues are going to lick. They're going to lick Talith because Talith's causing problems.
Correct answer.
They're gonna do some licks. Talith,
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I would love nothing more, DM. Let's use this die. Okay, dexterity saving throw. That will be, okay, that's just ability check and attack rolls. A 19, DM.
A 19, yeah, okay, you'll save. So you will still take half damage.
Okay.
Which is a strong 1.
Nice.
You will take one whole. I don't even know. I didn't even write down the damage type for
One
this.
acid damage.
One acid damage is a fantastic suggestion, Drew. So that's what it's going to be. I was just going to say gross damage, but yeah, acid damage is the correct term for that. Very similar to how the teeth function. For a very brief moment, Talith has just tongues pile over top of him, and then he bursts out of them like some Godzilla movie, just throwing tongues all over the place. Seemingly unaffected by this wave of sticky goo that these tongues secrete.
My god!
Yeah, I know. This
the
is fantastic.
Words you use, the words you pick to say.
Last, we're going to have the lips.
I love my lips.
The lips are also going to go after Drew.
Yes, fight me.
They are going to make an attack roll.
Fight me.
Trusting have a cocky die because that's just what I am. It's going to be a strong...
Oh no! I hope the mouse don't kiss me.
That was my word, Grant.
Oh god!
It's going to be a 12.
12 is my AC.
I would like to use my sentinel feat and use my reaction to attack it.
That's awesome.
At the same time, DM, just because I want to see. No, actually, no, I won't do this. Never mind.
That's another 18.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Man, these lips are taking a beating.
That is 8 damage.
I want every single thing that I say in this episode taken out of context. You said 8 damage.
8 damage.
20.
Loose lips sink trains.
That was sick. That was snaps everybody.
Wow. That was very good.
So the 12 to hit, Addy, gosh dang, spears it through the back with the long. It doesn't have a back. It spears it through one of the lips with her long sword.
Pins one of the lips closed.
Absolutely. How many times can we say lips in this episode? That's the real question.
Lips.
You're going to take 4 damage from this, Drew, and your movement speed is halved until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
As the lips basically clamp onto you and just suction you into like where you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like a bunch of vacuums attached to you. That is going to be end of the mouth's turn. We are going to go to the top of the turn order. Addy, you are not only the top of the turn order, but since you're first in order, could I have you roll a d4?
Yes. 1.
1. Awesome. One of those pulsating masses that are on the side of the train will rip off a piece of piping. I'm going to need you to roll another d4.
Did you need that?
That's not good.
St. Clara says, well, it's just the steam vent. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. 2.
2? Oh, sweet. That's you.
Oh, great.
Can you please make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Yes.
That's not good.
Hey, dexterity is a physical stat. That must be what you're good at, right?
It was on a 19 and then I went to a 1.
Okay. It rips off a piece of that piping and you actually see the pipe begin to expand. And then you call out to St. Clarita asking about whether or not it's going, like, is that okay? And then immediately goes and just blast you with hot steam from directly above you.
You hear Markiplier's voice being like, I've played so many games, and you think a little steam will scare me?
Man,
How much damage
the
do
die
I
really
take?
are gosh dang aiming for you, Addy.
What do I take?
You take a strong 4. Yeah.
So Addy's at 3 HP.
I'm only rolling like D4s
my
out
word.
here, and I see
Roll a
Addy and it's-
D8. Get out of here.
Well, okay, that's because Drew is like, oh,
You're supposed to fight me. Fight me, DM.
I'm
Addy's
trying.
looking too crispy.
You
I can't-
do. It's
I can't-
exfoliating.
Okay.
Your
awesome.
pores are cleansed.
I'm also like covered in cuts at the moment, though, from
Yeah,
the
but
teeth.
that is, that is true. But the skin that isn't cut, beautiful looking.
Great. Awesome.
Listening.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Just what I needed.
Oh, I have a thing though.
Just
Okay, hold on.
revived,
This
you
might not be
know?
horrible. This might not be horrible.
Well, it's not your turn.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Speaking of turns, Addy.
Yeah, speak for yourself, man. I'm gonna attack the teeth monster.
Yeah, teeth.
Might be a redemption round.
Teeth.
That is a 21
Yeah,
to
that for
hit.
sure will hit.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm glad that we are.
How messed up
establishing
is it
combat
looking?
Rolls. I mean, it isn't looking fantastic. A lot of its teeth are chipped. It is about half as. It is twice as good looking as the lips are.
Okay. That's 12 damage? No, wait.
12
Sorry.
damage, maybe more or less.
12.
12. It is now looking. If you were to estimate, it would look 1 point less damaged than the lips are looking.
Awesome.
If you were to put it on an arbitrary scale of numbers,
Yes. Yes, it would be
All
one
right.
less than the lips. But your blade strikes true, biting deep into these calcium-filled crunchables,
Nice.
into the maunchers. And if there's nothing else that you would like to do on your turn,
Yeah, that's it.
Leslie,
Yeah.
I believe it is you.
Noticing that the teeth monster has really upset Addy. And by upset, I mean like caused a lot of damage.
Yes, extreme pain.
With my now cat-like slitted golden eyes, I look like I can zone in on a creature. Leslie holds his rifle in a way as if he is going to shoot, but this time he's hunched as if he's stalking. And he takes a few small, slow steps, and then he freezes with one leg up. And then he keeps walking 2 steps. And then he looks at the teeth monster and says, "It's time we take you down an incisor." And he takes a shot at the teeth monster.
There's a Miami 5-0, like, yeah! Anytime you say a catchphrase.
Doo-doo.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
That will be DM a 21. to
Yeah, that'll hit. That'll hit for sure.
And guys, I roll a decent amount of dice for this. I roll 2d10 plus
Oh my
2.
gosh.
Yeah.
So altogether, that is 10 damage, DM.
Leslie's got a gun.
I do. And I will not bonus action shift because I'm already shifted.
Nice.
So that will be my turn, methinks.
Fantastic. Your bullet flies true. You see Addy has swung down, deeply embedding her blade into this pile of teeth. You target the space that her blade has landed in and fire a shot, almost hitting her blade instead of the teeth, but just perfectly landed into the gap. And the teeth do crumble to the floor, although you can see them starting to shift and attempt to reassemble.
No, that's
currently-
bad. Stop that. Whatever that is.
Stomp on it.
Currently,
Just start stomping.
the teeth are out of this combat.
Starts kicking them.
That's out of this combat.
Oh yeah, because we
Nice,
gotta hold
man.
him off. We gotta hold him off for 30 seconds. And
have
there's
3 more
also
rounds.
those blobbies that are like ripping the
I'm
chip apart,
trying
which
to
I'm
get to
concerned
them.
about. Yeah.
Speaking
I'm
of trying to get to
trying.
him, Medora,
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm trying to think. So I'm hoping what I would dream of doing, it would work. DM question.
I'm here to make dreams come true.
I don't even know what this would
nightmares.
be, but would it be possible for me to throw one of my sickles like a boomerang? Just go, foo, foo, foo.
I would allow you to attempt to ricochet it. I don't know about boomerang.
Okay,
Boomerang
Ricochet,
might be
okay.
a bit
So,
much. But I would allow you to try to Captain America your sickle off of one of the little
yeah,
piles of ooze and then attempt to have that kind of like pop, launch it towards another one.
yes, I'll
Um,
take that.
This will make your attack roll higher. It will require a higher attack roll than just their basic armor class.
Here comes the
Okay,
sun.
so then knowing what I rolled earlier, so then,
Be brave.
I believe in you. This is rad, and I think you should do it.
I will try. I will try.
You got this, Medora. Yeah, shake that dice up.
Wrong page.
Paige, she's rolling a notebook.
19.
19. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna call it good.
Nice.
So the first one for sure will hit. I will need you to make another attack roll
Okay.
to see whether or not this one will actually inflict damage on the next little pile of ooze.
14.
14. That is a high enough. That is their armor class. Well, that is above. That is above what their armor class is, I should say. These are piles of ooze. They aren't trying to dodge or nothing. Since these are minions, I don't even need you to roll damage. The rest of you see Medora sightline. She's like mapping out the trajectories. There's
hit two birds with one
geometry,
stone.
and you see her pull this back. And this is Medora for you. It's like, I mean, you used to hunt rats in the bog, you know? You used to do this all the time. Trick shotting was your specialty. You reel back and go. It hits one. You see it in bed, and then it gives that like launches it across the way, impaling the sharp end of the sickle this time into another one.
It like
and
barely
pops.
misses the back of Talith's head.
Absolutely. Talith, you just hear it behind you.
He just looks and there's just a sickle right here.
I still
It's
got
like
it.
the slow motion as the
It gives you a
reflection
low
in the sickle.
taper fade. As it just,
What if Talith had a low taper fade?
Boy.
can you please roll a d4 twice?
You got it.
First one's a 3.
You look so
Okay.
scared.
Second one's a 2.
Fantastic.
I'm scared.
I
I'm
rolled a
scared.
2 last time and it hit me.
Oh no, it's gonna hit Addy again.
I swear.
Well, no. So what this is each one of these little blobs has an effect that could happen at the start of round. So the first time that you rolled was determine which blob was doing its effect. So each time that you destroy a blob, I remove one from the list of possibilities. So
now Addy is removed from the list.
Thank
no.
goodness.
Not removed from the list of targets. The steam vent is still a possibility. That is 1 on my list.
Not again.
Is that the end of your turn, Medora?
I'm trying to think. My brain, I just haven't done a druid in such a long time.
Since you're level 1, the answer is maybe.
Yeah, it's like it's a maybe.
You could move, or if you have a bonus action, you can bonus action.
Yeah, light them up, Grant.
Look, I know how to play this game.
It's true. You spent years learning how.
Oh yeah, I've been
I'm just trying
training
to
for this.
remember.
In the gulag. Just here in the pits.
I guess I will try to move. Ah, shoot. I'm still trying to remember.
Join me.
You could move closer to one of the blobs. Currently, you're pretty far away from them. or you can move into combat with the monsters near the front where Addy is. You could attempt to give her some cover or something like that, or just kind of be present so that way when she gets stabbed, she falls gracefully into your arms.
I'll move in a little closer. I'll move like, I want to say even like, I want to move like 5 feet. I don't want to move like too much. I want to be in the shadows.
Absolutely. You shift 1 square.
Yeah.
You take a tentative step forward. Look, you don't know these people that well. You don't want to get all up in their business.
I don't know them.
Talith, it is back to you.
Okay.
The blobs are disappearing. The teeth is a pile of calcium on the ground.
Uh-huh. And there's tongues and mouths.
Yeah, you have
on either side of me.
all over you.
And there's two blobs left, right?
There are 2 blobs left.
Okay.
2 blobs of flesh.
Do I happen to notice at all how beat up Addy is?
In your blood rage, do you think that you'd care?
I mean, no, not really, to be honest. But I wanted to ask just to be sure.
That's actually a fantastic question. If you would like, you could roll. Ooh, actually, just tell me what your passive insight is.
A 15, DM.
A 15? You sense a wounded animal.
Okay. Yeah.
So you are absolutely aware of an injured person bleeding near death.
Uh-huh. So
No, guys, I'm fine.
What I would like to do, or even DM, if you would allow it, maybe this isn't even something. Honestly, actually, correction. This isn't even something that Talith would be aware of or really care to do. But I do know Melody would be aware of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is something that I want Melody to do. I have a potion of healing.
Mm-hmm.
If possible, Melody would definitely try to get that potion of healing to Addy.
Okay. Now, do you think that you would try to bring it or try to direct Addy's attention?
Probably bring it to Addy.
Okay. In that case, would you try to stop her?
I wouldn't notice.
Okay.
Or if I did notice that it was Melody doing something, I would just let it happen.
Yeah, this is out of your jurisdiction. If you're not going to resist and Melody knows where it is, I'm going to assume that this is probably a trained procedure that you have, where it's like, if I'm ever going to die, feed me this potion, bird.
Yeah.
But Melody is a very friendly, very outgoing, very charismatic bird, and would know. Like, okay, yeah, let's give it to the person who's actually in danger of death here.
Yeah. She would definitely care, even if Talith didn't.
Yes. Yeah. Tell me what happens. I'm not even
okay. Yeah. So kind of from her perch, kind of at the back of the room, just surveying the whole battlefield, she starts to notice some of the scrapes and gashes that are starting to accumulate on Addy, and will very quickly, but quietly, kind of swoop down and kind of weave like between the legs of like Medora as she's slashing at some of these blobs, and like spiral around like the barrel of the of Bear's rifle as he fires before making her way over to Talith, and just like stick her head in the bag and just like nuzzle around for a little bit before eventually pulling it back out, just holding on to like this little sash that's connected to the potion, and flying back over to where Addy is, and kind of just hovering in front of her with it.
If you had like a bird halter, you've constructed like a little device that goes around her head, so that way, so she's like flapping so hard trying to carry this whole potion over.
I was picturing like sick drone footage as Melody like flies around. It's like
a single shot.
It's like that would cost so much for the movie budget.
Can I do my best shot at what I picture Melody sounding like?
Go for it.
I won't stop you.
Thank you.
That was.
I mean, that was
amazing.
So Addy, there's a bird carrying a potion in front of your face.
Thank you.
And then Talith, meanwhile, again, not really paying attention to the fact that Melody just took his last healing potion and gave it to a stranger.
Strangers are just friends that you haven't met yet.
That's 100% how Melody would view it. I will continue to do what I've been doing to these lips.
Yeah.
So the lips will need to make another intelligence saving throw.
Not what lips are known for.
Intelligence.
Ooh, my goodness. Maybe they are. They're, changing the way that I view the world. 17.
They do have a minus D4, so I will roll that real quick.
Maybe not a 17.
Let's see, what was that? Oh, that was a 4, so down to a 13, which would fail. Meaning that it takes 5 more points of psychic damage from my mind sliver. As
Nice.
he's just dude is just throwing these out, just like slingshot style.
Boom, boom,
You said
boom.
5 more damage?
5 more damage.
Awesome.
And then we'll once again do a bonus action psychic bite. And that will be another 6 points of damage, DM, psychic damage.
Nibble.
Does it keep looking like that magic whip thing that you described earlier?
With the mind sliver, yes. Like like you can see him like grasping onto the weave itself and like sending a surge of energy into the weave, and it just like an arrow just directly flies towards these creatures.
And the rest of the time he's just
and then like but then like meanwhile like he's doing that with like his right hand, and then with his left hand he's like grabbing these things and like and trying to
absolutely
like choke hold a weird amorphous blob.
The psychic bite will be enough to you reach in and grab what feels like the core of these lips and rip it out, and they also collapse into a puddle of slowly dissolving but also kind of like shivering and shaking flesh creatures.
Nice.
Is there anything else that you would like to do?
So at this point, I would like to imagine, since the lips were the last thing between myself and Addy, at this point he would notice Melody with the potion hovering in front of Addy and just breathing heavy. He's just like he'll turn around and square up with these tongues.
With the tongues.
He will rotate around the tongues to provide an opportunity for flanking if somebody else would choose to do so.
That sounds good to me. This will be the tongue's turn. The tongues are actually going to move away from you, Talith. This will allow you to use an opportunity attack.
Do it. Absolutely.
If you would like.
No, I'm going to wait.
Right?
Ooh.
Okay.
In case he needs that silvery barbs up, you can fall from my bait. I see how this works. I've played a wizard.
Fair enough.
He's going the pile of tongues, gender neutral, moves, and they will overlap with the pile of tongues that is currently on the ground, and they're going to actually absorb them, so they have 2/3 of a mouth now. The tongues have entered into mouths.
Okay.
Instead of being a normal pile of tongues.
Lovely. Love that.
Yeah, good times, right? Good times. Just wait until they get teeth,
Now there are mouths with tongues inside of the mouths? Okay.
Yes. Lips with tongues, no teeth. Yet.
Like grandma's. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to get them some dentures. Thankfully, there's some in short supply very nearby.
We just need to start kicking the teeth, kicking them away. Stay away.
Absolutely. Look, being an Eldritch Horror has its ups and downs. It has fantastic dental care.
By the way, just so everyone is aware, this is the end of round 2.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to go back to the top. This will be the start of round 3. I'm going to need Addy, you rolled the first one. Leslie.
Yeah.
Leslie, you're next in the turn order. Could you please roll me any dice of your choice and tell me odd or even?
Can I roll a d12?
Sure.
It's an 11, so it's odd.
Oh, man. Could you roll a d4 for me?
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
It was actually even, actually. I think it was even.
I'm sorry, Addy. It's a 2.
Oh, God, no.
Good.
Why does the word? To be fair, Gracie, this is so in character. This is so
DM.
true to lore.
DM, can I use silvery barbs to throw Addy out of the way?
Man, that's such a great question that you know the answer to.
I mean, I know, but I feel like the answer is definitely no if I don't ask.
Do your worst. Do your
true.
worst, man.
I've gone bright
To be
red.
fair,
I'm so
to be
I
sorry.
can take it.
You have three health here.
Hell yeah, brother.
So
My
I
dice
want to be
have
very clear here. You have a 50% chance of surviving this.
Awesome. Bring it
I'm going
on.
to roll a d4,
Bring it on.
and 1 or 2, Addy gets to take the health potion on her next turn.
Wait, do I? Me?
No. It's fine.
I will roll it.
It's fine because
Okay.
even if Addy does go down, then that means that Melody will just land and like a doctor using a syringe will just insert the health potion into her veins.
You're going to have Melody baby bird Addy.
Ew.
That's not quite what I was going for. No.
Just roll. Just roll.
I have this really sweet D4 that I cut
Bring
in
it
my thumb
on.
with last month. So I'm going to use this one.
The one with the
Shall
moving
determine
eyeball.
your face. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, this lands super interesting. That is a 2, everybody. Addy makes it out
You survived.
by the skin of her teeth. Ha,
I didn't
that's a
kill
joke.
you.
So once again, that little bubble will rip out another piece of the infrastructure of this engine room, and the same bubble and blast of steam will hit Addy.
Swear to God. I swear to God. Do I make a
The
dex
other
saving throw this
side.
time?
Oh,
Do I get to do a
yes.
dex?
Yes.
Okay.
dex Save.
Okay.
I forgot that was in the rules.
Let me
You might
at
not even
least-
take the 2.
Wow.
You got it. You got it.
I'm
Easy.
so glad someone remembers how I'm supposed to DM.
19.
19. This time you're ready for it, baby. This time you're
Hang
ready.
on.
You will have the damage to 1.
Thank
You will
goodness.
have that damage.
I can handle 2 HP. All right, it's fine.
This is Addy's natural state.
This is what I do. The lower, the better, baby. Let's go.
One
Now she
HP
feels at home.
would mean that you would be indestructible. You've never died at 1 HP. It's never
That's
happened.
very true. Never happened.
Addy might be immortal. She's never died. It's hard to know.
The image in my head is quite funny though of Addy just like beat up, and then like steam hits one side of Addy, and then steam hits the other side of Addy.
But she's ready for the other one, so she just.
Hey, some people pay a spa for this. All right.
That's true. It's luxury.
I don't do
Oh,
luxury.
Oh, that's funny.
That's why you're not used to it. That's why it hurts
That's why
so
it
much.
sucks.
It's psychic damage.
Speaking of Addy, now that
No,
you
that's what I
are steamed in every sense of the word, what would you like to do on your turn?
So I'm going to take the potion and I'm going to drink the potion.
Nice.
That
Wise
will
decision.
use my action. I don't care.
You we run with bonus action if you're drinking it
Wonderful, even
yourself.
better. I'm popping the potion. And do I roll the healing?
Yes,
Yes.
and you roll an amount,
It
2d4
is-
plus 2 hit
plus-
points.
Yes.
That is 6 hit points back.
Oh,
Nice. We like
That's
that.
very good.
That's above half
Wow.
HP.
I want to
Also,
use.
real quick, I will say after you take the potion, Melody will just land on your shoulder and like tuck behind one of your pigtails.
Oh.
All right.
building
Well,
a nest.
I've got a little buddy. I want to could I use part of my movement to kick some of or as much of the teeth on the ground away from the mouth
Absolutely.
monster?
I would love for this.
I
You
want
do.
I want to kick it like aggressively try and kick it in like a fan so it goes in more than just one direction.
Question. Would
Yes.
you like to make a check for this? If you choose to do so, there will be greater effects if you
Yes.
succeed.
I would love to do
Could
an
you make-
athletics check. Please.
Could you make this? I'm going to introduce an interesting check for you. Could you make a strength performance check?
Yes.
Ooh.
So it would be
Use your strength modifier, and if you're proficient in performance, you can add your proficiency bonus.
strength modifier plus that is an 8. 18.
18.
Nice.
The rest of you witness Addy, who you don't know very well, but you can very clearly get a vibe of what Addy's whole business is. You know, she's got the sword, she's got the boots, she's got the stench of fresh blood that constantly follows her at all points since last night when she walked in and gosh dang kicked her boots off and there was blood in the dirt. She's got some murdery vibes going on, right? And you see her move into what is, it's almost like breakdancing. A very fluid and acrobatic movement that seems almost trained, but it is not at all combat oriented. It's almost as though she has been musically trained in some way, perhaps some performance background. And sure enough, a wave of teeth fly pinging off of the sides.
Watch out, duck, everyone!
Medora, one does land in your hair and starts to like wriggle around trying to find other teeth.
Sorry.
It will require 2 actions from this creature if it wants to assemble these teeth into itself. You have a question, Medora?
Can I try to take the tooth and put it in my pocket that fell in my hair?
I will absolutely let you attempt to wrangle this tooth. We'll see how the combat goes to see whether or not I'm going to ask you what's going to happen to this tooth. What else? Was there anything else you would like to do in your turn? I think you still have an action.
I would like to go to the big monster and I want to hit it.
Fantastic.
Hard.
It has moved out of flanking, so you won't gain advantage, but you can make a regular attack.
That's okay. That would be a 19.
Oh, yeah. Man, y'all are rolling
yeah.
good. What does that feel like?
Oh,
Determination.
Just a +6 hit.
It feels like unreal.
Ooh, that's a 14 damage.
God dang.
Oh
Jesus, what are you rolling?
God.
I rolled a 10 because I'm two-handing this.
This is
Wow.
Glamdring, the Lord of the Rings sword?
Oh, I have that over here actually. Wait.
How did I know?
gosh.
Yeah.
How did I know that you just would have Glamdring sitting on a bedside table?
Just randomly.
Oh, is Drew also going to grab Glamdring?
Everyone just has the same
Wait,
sword.
no! Are they both Glamdring?
No, mine is not Glamdring.
It looks like Glamdring.
We have entered the sword stream. I don't have any cool weaponry. Grant just grabs a ukulele.
No, I could, but I was wondering if I have a sword around. I don't. I checked.
The only
most
sword I
of you
have would be make us get copyrighted,
Yeah.
aka lightsaber.
Yeah, Disney would shut us down.
Yeah, this moment goes
Like-
pew, pew, copyright.
You just hear, not in my house. And then we're gone. If
Jar
that
Jar's
is,
screen just like goes pixely and then like just drops out of the call as soon as the lightsaber pulled out.
is that the end of your turn, Addy?
Yes, I would like to stay as
Fantastic.
close to the monster as possible.
Oh yeah, you're up in that.
Yep. That's it.
I believe that next up in the order, did I write it down on the front page, is a Leslie.
It is Leslie. Medora, keep doing what you're doing. I'll take
I
care.
don't even know what I'm doing. What?
I'll take care of the mouths. And he points his gun at the mouths.
Please make an attack roll, Grant.
Yeah, and then he shoots at the mouths. That's in that one.
We are
You know?
killing it out here, Leslie.
So,
Look, you're
yeah.
nervous. You just had a really bad trip
Well,
earlier.
here's what happened, okay? And I was gonna say this, but then I decided not to. You know, the teeth that are wriggling around, like, definitely tapping into his, like, instincts, his, like, more, like, predator instincts. It would be really fun to just, like, bat some of those things around.
He's just
you know
trying to
what I mean?
like pounce on all the
And
teeth.
so, like,
it's so
he's-
distracting.
It's very
He's just a cat.
distracting. It looks like a lot of fun. And so, yeah, he's just having a hard time focusing.
Yeah, you keep like aiming down sight, and then out of the corner of your eye, you see one like wriggling around in Medora's hair, and you're like,
He actually literally looks at the tooth and like locks on and then accidentally fires.
absolutely.
So whatever happens, thanks to that, maybe it breaks a pipe, maybe some steam
It hits Addy
I'm
again.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Swear to God, man.
I'm just kidding.
No, your bullet lands. It actually hits the kind of golden barrier that is surrounding Saint Clarita.
Wait,
and
that's
it
bad,
literally
right?
just dissolves
That's bad.
That's fine,
into a
that's fine.
pool of lead that kind of splatters and sizzles on the ground past the barrier.
Did I
Note to
just
self,
break
don't touch the
her
barrier.
No,
shield?
the barriers. It's good.
No, the
No,
barrier.
your bullet melted.
Yeah,
It
it's fine.
legit
Oh,
The bullet
not the
said no.
barrier. The bullet melted.
Is that the end of your turn, Grant?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Medora. What would you
looking
like
at
to
the
do?
lovely cat that just missed his absolute shot.
And I dive for the teeth. I go at him. I'm batting them. I'm like, yeah, it's a great time.
Oh
It's
no.
going to be a
All
much
right.
more serious campaign than campaign one.
Okay. Okay,
what have I
you
done?
said that, Aaron. Grant never said that.
I actually think Grant did.
We did.
Oh gosh.
You know,
Okay,
we'll
I'm
get there.
trying to think. So so it's okay. The two.
There are
the
two
other
blobs
blob.
remaining.
Mhm.
The pile of teeth has been dealt with, but there's currently a collection of lips and tongues
Mhm.
that have formed into an almost functioning mouth minus teeth that are
Okay.
that are in front of the barrier still.
Okay. My original plan, because everybody moved in the way, I can't do. I think I'm just gonna attack one of the other blobs again.
Absolutely, make an attack roll.
Nice.
Take him
Hey,
out.
hey. That's still important. That
Very important.
If you
The
if
less-
you
the less blobs,
hit
the
the
less
one-
steam that can hit Addy.
if you hit the one that's making the steam, then Addy will be in a much safer position theoretically.
I'll go for the one with the steam
Fantastic.
because I rolled a 16.
A 16 that'll hit.
Hurry.
You go after the steam fella. Don't even need to roll damage for it. You only have one sickle remaining with you right now because your other one is currently embedded in the wall.
Oh crap!
So you run over and just go ha. Another pop. The steam demon has been quelled. Addy, you feel a sense of
Hallelujah.
internal relief.
Oh,
You doing okay? Sorry, it took me too long.
never going to a spa again.
Well, that takes off my list.
So great. Minus all the cuts and wounds. But other than that,
It's like
so
putting
good looking.
salt in an open wound.
Absolutely. It was very salty steam.
Pressurized power washing.
But look at your skin. Your skin's great.
I can't look at it. It's bloody.
Fair point. Fair point. Fair point.
Well, the steam can wash that off.
Swear to God.
If that's the end of your turn, Medora, Talith, it would go
Okay,
back
so there's
to you.
one blob left.
There is one super blob. Well, there's one regular blob, and then
And then there's
the
the,
super blob.
yeah. Okay, so first thing that's gonna happen is Talith is not even looking at the other small blob. He just kind of holds up his hand in that kind of the general direction before kind of just hooking his finger just around one individual thread of the weave and just giving it a little pull. And cast Mind Sliver. Fun fact. On the creature, it will need to make a intelligence saving throw.
Okay, well, it is barely sentient, so it gets an extreme negative to this, which will result in -1.
Yeah. So
How are we doing on the save for that?
So yeah, it takes 3 points of damage.
Okay,
so basically, Talith just hooks his finger around this one thread and holds onto it and just pulls it like he's pulling like a thread out of a balloon and it just pops.
Yeah, like a pinata. It spews candy all over the. No, it's gross. Actually, it's like a pile of like oil,
And then
and like that's disgusting.
and then he'll
For
kind
the
of just
audio listeners,
Oh, yes.
everybody's frowning. For
It's
the audio
true.
listeners, just so you know, we're all
We're all
frowning.
really
Like when
bummed.
Aaron says that stuff, we also frown. Just solidarity.
The term that I would use is probably ichor. Is a better term
Yes.
for it.
Yes. And then he will just kind of turn his head just slightly back towards the direction of now the lip tongue monster, and again, kind of the surge of kind of that arcane energy at the base of his neck will brighten once again, and he will kind of climb up the wall nearest to him just a little bit before jumping off of it and just lunging at the creature, just full force.
Absolutely. Ride that mouth.
Oh,
And I will make my attack roll.
man.
I had to resist so many things this episode, and we're only like an hour in.
You did this to yourself.
I
yeah.
assume that's
know,
going
it
to
was still
hit
worth
because
it.
it's like a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
For sure.
Okay, that's another 7 points of psychic damage.
Okay. That will be halved to rounded down to 3.
And at this
Math
point,
is hard.
Talith is just like writhing on the ground, like wrestling this thing.
Absolutely.
Just on the ground.
100%.
Y'all see what I see? This is ooh.
I don't know if I want to see what you're seeing. I ain't gonna lie.
This whole
needs to be
time-
censored.
Agreed. And this whole time, Aaron, earlier I asked what these creatures sounded like, and never you said you'll see, and never once have you given us an idea.
Once they gosh dang get the teeth in their mouths, we'll know.
Well, that's never going to happen.
We need to know. I don't think we need to know. I think it's okay.
We've got 2 rounds and it's got 2 actions.
Not if Leslie is batting them around the room.
Oh,
We'll get
don't
there,
worry. I didn't have you roll a check for that.
Dang.
Soon.
Talith, if that's the end of your turn, I'm going to assume that you don't need to grapple this thing. It's not trying to resist you. Also, it's bigger than you, so it's kind of like trying to grapple a horse.
Oh yeah, he's not like successfully grappling this thing by any means.
So it is just going to move, and it is going to start like suctioning up those teeth that have been scattered all around the room. You see them all try to like run. Medora, you do hold on to the one in your hand, but it is like actively tugging you towards the pile of flesh.
It's just her feet are just sliding.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. It's my literal feet because all I have is wraps on my feet. So my feet are just getting like
It's just
absolutely
gliding.
like yeah.
And it's kind of like ice skating because there's all that like ichor that's like
I'm trying to
making
grip
the
my
floor
toes
split.
and like slide
Yep.
across my toes.
Light them up with the grippers.
Oh my word.
But yeah, it will begin to suction up these teeth. Since it has already combined once, it now has a bonus action. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, Talith is like on it.
Yeah.
So it's got to go for Talith. So currently it has the tongues and the lips.
Yeah,
We're
I like to
going
imagine like on this like strangely amorphous creature, he somehow like lashed himself onto the back of this creature. And it's just...
Look, you've got a hand in each mouth, in 2 mouths.
Oh
You're just
my
running
God.
around.
There's so much happening right now. It's
How
It really
close
is.
am I to this?
It is. You are now within 5 feet. It is moved closer to where those teeth were.
Sweet.
It's going to crit on this.
Against me? Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Ooh, this is fan-
I would
Ooh.
also like to use my sentinel feet.
You
I will
absolutely
can.
also use my reaction to cast Silvery Barbs.
Good save.
Would you like to give Addy the advantage?
I would actually.
Fantastic. So instead of crit, we're just going to have a 17.
No way, I also rolled a 17.
High five,
Yo,
best.
Let's go.
Best friends.
So that is going to be a combined
13
Doo-doo-doo.
damage.
God dang, what is it like to roll like this?
I don't know. I was rolling
You did
really
get
low on my
steamed
damage
twice.
dice earlier.
Yeah, y'all are gosh dang lighting this puppy up.
Yeah,
Lord
you gotta
have
get down to 2 HP and then you can roll like me.
100%. You know, Addy doesn't have like any levels in barbarian, but she has the spirit of one.
She's a really pissed off fighter.
So
That's even scarier than a
Oh
barbarian.
man. So that is just going to be 8 damage,
Okay.
Drew. You will have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of your next turn. As this, the goo from the tongues, the mouths they're like teething you because they don't have actual teeth to bite you. But the like goop that they're the like saliva that they are spreading on you makes it hard to like move and act, and you're really slick and just gross.
Nice.
Oh
It just,
my god.
even somewhere deep within your like maddened mind that is like hungering for the dreams and like form of this creature, the part of you that is still Talith just goes, oh.
Yeah, he just like there is one point where he does actually like as he's hanging on to this creature and just thrashing into it. There's one point that he does take a bite, and then immediately he's just like, oh.
Yeah. There's a brief moment where you like look over and it kind of looks like Talith is making out with one of the mouths because they're both trying to bite each other.
Dude, oh my god.
That will be the monster's turn. There is only one little. Oh wait, no. Because you blew up the other blob,
Yep.
so there are no more start of the round abilities that
Let's go, Medora. Let's go, Medora.
Goodness, you're our hero.
Gosh dang, taking it out. I didn't even get. There were so many cool ones, and we only got the Steam one. That's lame.
Yeah, we only got the Steam one.
That is.
I would have
Gee, I wonder who got the Steam one. Who's we? Who's we?
I got to roll the dice to deal damage to you. Like they were going to interfere with like the train running. It was going to throw you all around. It was going to be great. And no, it's just like just hurt Addy.
I got him real quick.
And I found it's a great time. Love hurting Addy. It's fun. But like
we will stand against this tyranny. We will defend Addy.
Addy abuse right
I believe
here.
this is the start of round 4.
Yes.
Addy,
Yes.
that means it is your turn.
Awesome. I want to attack
Revolt.
Please do.
the thingamadoodle again.
Absolutely.
Does she have
That
flanking?
is a. Do I have flanking?
Because I'm on top of it.
Sure.
Definitely, right? Yeah.
I'll give it to you. Your arm, you're like embedded up to your elbow in its mouth, so it's like pretty uncomfortable for it.
That is a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
Level 1, everybody. We don't have ACs that high.
That's 12 damage.
God, is it possible for you to roll single-digit damage numbers?
I was rolling single-digit damage numbers until you got me down to like 3 HP. And now I'm rolling doubles.
No, you rolled one
Out of sight.
single digit. You rolled a 9. That's basically double-digit attendant.
I rolled a 5 and added 4.
She's got you there.
Addy's winning. I want you to know.
It's true.
Addy's winning.
And
this
here
argument.
I rolled an 8. That's single digit.
Yeah, okay. You only have one double digit on the die. I know
Anyways.
how this works.
I 12 damage.
before.
12 damage.
You did a great job.
Thank you,
and I'm
DM.
very proud of you.
Thank you.
Does
Thank
she
you so much.
win? Does she win? Does it die?
You do embed your blade deep. You like shove it into one of the mouths. It almost pokes. It like pokes out. It almost catches Talith.
Sorry.
It is on its last. I would say last legs, but it doesn't have legs. But it is holding on barely.
Awesome.
I'll just Talith like leaning back away from the sword that's like it like a millimeter from his face. We'll just scream out, finish it, kill it.
Leslie, to the cries of this poor wizard, what would you like to do?
Absolutely gets my attention. And I was definitely intentionally, and it looks like I was intentionally trying to keep the teeth away from this thing. Leslie looks surprised, looks at the creature, notices what's happening, and says, "Hold it right there. Hold it steady. I can do this. I'll end it."
So rebarbed wires attempt to hold it down.
Leslie slings the gun behind his back and unsheathes a short sword and says,
That's not what I
"You're." Yeah, well, it's what happens. And he hunches over the creature and says, "You're a thing of nightmares. Time to wake up." And he stabs it with his short sword. At least he attempts to.
Please make an attack roll. I will give you flanking. I gave it to Addy. I'm not that mean.
I would technically be flanking now at this point.
You
anyways,
actually
right?
are even
This is like
more,
guaranteed.
This is fair flanking, not whatever.
This is like by the
garbage was.
rules.
Double advantage? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
just regular advantage.
He gets a 19 to hit.
19, that will hit for sure.
No, I just can't blow the roll, guys. It's a 6 on die, and it's a D6 plus 2, which is an 8. That's 8 whole damage.
Oh my
And
goodness.
he ate that.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
Ooh.
once
And this
combined,
creature won't eat it.
once combined,
Because, sorry.
their health pool increases. They gain temporary HP each time that they absorb a new part. And so the last round, it had depleted, with Addy's attack, it had depleted its health, so it no longer had those extra HP. It was very, very close to death. It needed exactly 8 points of damage. So Grant, how does Leslie finish this thing? Could you describe it to me?
Leslie says, "You want to know how you got these scars?" I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, please.
And he takes his blade and he just like does like a whole S formation going from the corners of one mouth to the other. And then all of a sudden it just kind of like unfolds. And then Talith like slides out. And then like the blade that Addy had in the creature just kind of like falls out as well, as it just like falls apart in pieces.
Absolutely. A collapsing collage of various mouth parts falls and settles to the ground, most of them sliced in twain, as some very clever knife work from Leslie manages to dispatch this creature. The last remaining mouth finds its teeth.
Yeah, shoot.
This is the end of combat. Combat is officially over. But as it's on the ground, wriggling, teeth find its way into its mouth, and it says, "Existence has deemed to give us a mouth. The only course of action is to scream." And then it fades and dissolves into that pool of ichor.
Oh.
There's this really awkward silence as you actually see all of that ichor that had interwoven itself in the machines of the engine room begins to fade and drip away as the barrier of light increases in power and sears it away. There's an awkward couple of seconds of silence, and then Saint Clarita goes, "Well, that was intense."
What was that?
She hammers a couple more times, and you hear the engine power back up. It still kind of sputters. You can tell that it's not quite running at full capacity, but it appears that the barriers have been reset, and the kind of golden shield around her settles down. She says, well, also nice to meet you. I suppose introductions will be order after I kind of explain what just happened.
Talith collapses, by the way.
Yes, Talith, you pass out. Talith is gone.
He does that. Don't worry. What's going on?
His hands shrink back into their regular form. He just looks like a kind of pale little wizard boy laying on the ground.
I want to like pick him up because I'm assuming he's pretty frail at this point. Like I'm putting him on my back.
Yeah, I will say he does different than like when he passed out looking out the window. He looks gaunt, like yes, on the verge of death gaunt.
Yeah, his skin is sallow and stretched, almost as though the bones are larger than the like skin can account for, as he is slowly reverting to his regular form. St. Clarita looks at you and says, well, right now we're traveling on the outer edge of the sectors, which means that we're bordering the void. We call it the murk. Basically, outside of existence, there's a bunch of thought and creatures that are so big and so out of this realm that they can't even fully manifest consciousness within the material plane. But sometimes they dream and they shift a little bit, and that can do things like wiping out entire stars or just killing a bunch of people. starting a cult, stuff like that. And normally that's protected. The Dream Team has protections against that. I don't know quite what happened, but it seems as though that those may have malfunctioned somehow. I've never seen that happen before.
Is that the thing that we saw outside? Well, we didn't really see it.
Oh, did you peer into the murk?
We looked out the window.
Yeah. Did you not get the warning sign when you got on the train?
They don't listen. We also
we didn't board the train normally either, so there was no warning sign for us to look at.
Well, you're unconscious, thankfully. So thankfully you
all
don't say that out
somehow.
I kick him hard.
Medora, please make sure he's okay. He's not looking good.
Wait, question though, is Leslie still in his like a humanoid shifter form?
Yes, I still look like
Leslie is still a beast.
I just, I say he doesn't listen, I just want to like pet his face. He doesn't listen.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Oh, my name.
I'm serious. Please don't. Well, if you ask next time, maybe I'll let you. There's this one spot back here that feels quite nice.
This is getting uncomfortable.
I'll keep that in mind. Sorry. Continue.
But I should say, obviously, thank you very much. Your help is greatly appreciated. Maybe I could have gotten out of that by myself, but it would have taken a whole lot of energy. I would have been bedridden for months, for all I know. And there's always a chance that I just absolutely blow it, and everyone on the train dies, and it's the only recorded event in history of the Dream Team failing, and that would be a whole thing. My saint status could have been revoked, and that would cause a whole hubbub. I suppose I should introduce myself. I'm Saint Clarita, but you can call me Clara. Who are you like a polycule? Some kind of just friends. I don't know why my brain went to polycule first.
It's okay.
Friends is a strong word. Friends is a strong word.
Yeah.
It's a big universe.
Friends.
Just friends. That's so nice to see a group of friends traveling first class too. Good for you. Doing well. Are you? I mean, obviously the train's headed to Ouroboros. Got some something there. Something that you're. I don't even mean to pry. If
heard it was a wonderful vacation spot. And
Leslie glares at Addy.
Melody flies onto Bear's head and just kind of nuzzles in. And just kind of sits down.
Oh,
just like on on the top of his plumage.
Yeah. Leslie is reluctant, but lets it happen.
She says, "Well, I should inform you. I'm really sorry if you had any scheduled plans for your vacation or whatnot. We are going to have to take a quick pit stop. Basically, the train needs to have some repairs done to it. So we're going to have to stop. There's a little kind of nook. It's actually more of a trash heap, kind of a scrap yard. But there is a nice little tavern, nice little inn there. It's called the Edge Inn. So you can feel free to rest up. Don't worry, all of your expenses will be paid if you do want to travel in, kind of get to know the locals a bit. Feel free to take your time. Don't worry. I make sure not to depart without you. I'm sorry. She looks at you, Addy. She says, "I'm really sorry, but do I know you? Did we go to school together or something, or?"
No, I don't think so.
You have
wasn't really one for education.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Education is God's greatest gift. Better the body, better the mind.
Well, we're from really far away. The likelihood is really low.
Really low.
Well, the sectors, the Outer Realms, they're a smaller place than you'd ever imagine. I mean, hey, I'm sure it'll come to me eventually.
Do I recognize her?
Make a history check.
Interesting.
I'll give you advantage for this.
That is my history. It's a 10.
A 10. That is good enough. 10 is literally the DC. This is not a hard check. You definitely know who this is. Back when you went to school at Iliad, Saint Clarita, or just Clarita at the time, was a teacher's assistant. She was exactly as exuberant as she is now. She was not a saint at the time, so you're not exactly sure what gave her that title, or even what her like. Normally, it's a patron saint of blank. Like, for example, Saint Nicholas is the patron saint of prostitutes. That's a real fact. Yeah, no one saw that one coming. Santa Claus got them ho ho hos.
Oh my god.
But yes, Saint Clara. You obviously looked a lot different in school, so that's probably why she doesn't recognize you. But you know who she is with certainty. She says, "Well, I'm sure it'll come to me. I mean, hey, maybe I know your parents or something like that."
Definitely not.
So,
Definitely, you know.
well, if it comes,
a lot of people in the outer realms.
If I do know you, I'm happy to be reunited. If I don't, it's fantastic to meet you. Tell you what, as kind of a gift for helping me out, she kind of reaches into one of the pockets in her overalls, and she pulls out almost like a little pendant in the shape of, if you take two crosses, like Christian crosses, you lie them sideways and connect the bottoms together. So it forms a line with two dashes on the sides. She says, this is a symbol of my order. If you ever end up near the gates of eternity, you can hand this in, and they'll basically give you any help you need, anything around there. I'm still pretty young on the Council of Elders, but my name still pulls a little bit of weight. In the meantime, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your time. Feel free to go on, explore. I'll be waiting for you here, the Dream Train. Normally it's in everywhere and nowhere at the same time, but during repairs, it's okay to kind of leave it stopped in a predetermined location, kind of get rid of that Schrodinger's cat kind of effect. So I'm gonna, if you would all like to return to your car, we should be all clear. There shouldn't be any more little monster buggers on here. And feel free, stop on by, talk to me anytime you want. If you need anything, I'm happy to help. You have been a blessing. By the way, if your friend needs any rehabilitative anything, I am the Saint of Restoration. So feel free to. Did I get that right? I feel like I get that. Saint of Recovery, wrong word. Sorry, I get that wrong myself sometimes. Saint of Recovery Saint.
Well, that's awfully convenient. Could you take a look at him right now? Like while he's on the floor gaunt like that? He's not looking too good.
She actually stomps her foot, and a little like emergency cot pops up, just like unfolds out of the ground and lifts out of the floor. It looks like one of those beds that you would see at a physical therapist. And she says you kind of lay him on the bed. She's gonna do a medicine check real quick here. And she kind of looks at him, and she says, it'll just take if y'all wouldn't mind, you can step out of the room. I'll take, client patient confidentiality. I'm a doctor and all that.
Let's go.
Okay, sure. You are a saint after all. I suppose I trust you.
Absolutely. You can leave him in my capable hands.
Thank you.
And no, thank you. And have a fantastic rest of your time.
Leslie kind of bows, not really knowing what to do, and kind of awkwardly starts walking
my
out.
eyes. Yeah. I squint my eyes.
You all back out of
Melody will move off of Leslie's head and fly and just momentarily land on Addy's shoulder before flying back over to Talith as he's
fantastic. Yeah, pat on the bed. Do the rest of you? I'm assuming the rest of you head back to your train car.
I'm not. I know that there's probably a door that probably would have closed. I want to see if I can do
probably a stealth to hide. Kind of peek at it.
Let me double check. Yeah. Would it be more stealth or sleight of hand? Because I want to see if I could close the door just enough to where I can have like a little peep thing.
I will let you choose whichever one is better for you.
Both work just fine, so I will do.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I love this idea.
Nat 20!
Oh my gosh.
You absolutely. They don't even realize that you're not with them as
I'm
Leslie.
like doing the hatchet that I
You're
locked the door with.
trying to, like,
Also, I grabbed my other side when I was walking out.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess like me and Addy, like Leslie and Addy, just kind of keep walking.
Yeah, you don't even notice. It was like you two and then Medora behind, and then like Medora's just gone, and you two just keep going.
Did you see how crazy those monsters were? They were
insane. I never want to.
Now that they're gone.
See a
I was just arm deep in a mouth. I've never done that before.
our voices fade out, and then you hear a as we close the next door.
Medora, you kind of crouch behind and just barely crack open this door so you can still see and hear into the room. You see Clarita pull out kind of a satchel where she basically assembles like just a bunch of random remedial stuff. There's no magic involved in what she does. She starts like cupping, if you've ever seen like cupping before. Gosh dang, sticking needles into him. A bunch of like physical therapy, like mobility stuff. And eventually, Talith, you do awaken on the bed. You have a bunch of like needles stuck into you.
Like immediately as soon as he wakes up, he's just like surveys like where the heck he is. And then is very confused by just being just covered in needles.
She has put on a pair of spectacles and is writing in a notebook. And she says, "Oh, now hold on. There's no need to be concerned. That's just a little acupuncture that I've been doing free of charge. Thanks for your help. Your friends were awfully worried about you. I know that this has probably ruined your vacation, so I figured I'd give you the full treatment. Try to make up for it."
Thanks.
I never got your name. I know that they mentioned it was Tommy, some kind of Terrence.
Talith.
Oh, Talith.
And he'll slowly lay back down and just lay on the couch bed thing covered in needles.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. How do I say this nicely? I can't think of how, so I'm just going to give it to you real. Your body's pretty messed up, bud. Do you know about this? Have you been to a doctor before? You done any sort of physical therapy, anything like that?
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
Well, because let me tell you, I've never seen a constitution quite like yours before. First of all, it's kind of like your heart's on the other side of your body, and you have a pulse. Technically, I've noticed that. You also don't sweat, and the little sweat that you do produce glows. It like sparkles, like we're in some kind of Twilight film, which this canonically means that the Notebook does not exist, but Twilight does.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of like, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Not to mention, it there are parts of you, it looks like someone just reached their hands into your body and just moved stuff around.
Right. So,
are you in danger? You don't have, I understand if you feel unsafe, but if these people have taken you and are performing any kind of illegal experience, it's okay to let me know. I can get you out of here. I will take care of you.
Oh, no, I promise nothing of the sort is what's going on. I don't know if you're familiar at all with with Sector 6 with Varkash.
Oh yeah. Well, I've I know of it.
Let's just say I've had a few of my own encounters with the ruler on Varkash, and so it's all right though. It's all right.
She moved you around, stuck her hands up in there, just started moving stuff around like it was her place. That sounds like Vanya.
Yes, unfortunately.
Well, I'll be honest. She actually will kind of roll up her her left pant leg. You can see that it is a false leg. She has a prosthetic on her left leg, and she's like, I get it. Yeah, sometimes it can be difficult to kind of recover from some of those injuries and stuff like that. But what's important is a positive mindset. So frankly, that's a terrible thing for a doctor to tell someone who is in a position like yours, because frankly, you have a pulse that only beats once a minute. And I don't know what type of blood pressure that's positivity ain't going to fix that. But what it will fix is your ability to maintain confidence and finding a solution to your problems. And while I can give you a regimen that'll try to get that heart rate pumping a little bit more. I can give you a set of routines that can get you moving. Give you some more limb mobility too. I noticed you seem to have left holes in the floor where your hands and feet were.
I'm sorry about that. Actually,
don't worry. We can patch that up at the next stop. That's okay. That you are totally all right. I want you to know that you are not at fault here. It is okay. At most, you are a victim. All right, you are not the villain here, and you don't have to be a villain. All right, you are a good man. You helped me, and I'm very thankful.
Thank you for saying so. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Now, I can't do anything more for you. I fixed you up best I can.
Can you take these needles out of me?
Oh, shoot. Yes, I was supposed to take those out about 30 seconds ago. She starts popping the acupuncture needles out. And she's like, now you may feel a little sore, a little tender afterward. That's very normal. It's very, but after you give it an hour, you're going to be feeling right as rain. All right.
Okay.
Now I told your friends we got a quick stop. We got to repair the train before we can go any farther. Don't want another one of these incidents to happen, Feel free to head in there, take a rest. It might be a day before we get out of there. It's a little place, it's a scrapyard. But your friends should be waiting for you in your car. And if you ever need anything, if you're ever in any danger, if you're too afraid to tell me right now, but you feel it later, you come right to me and I'll help you out. This happens a lot. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate you looking out for me.
Absolutely. Someone's got to out here. It's a dangerous place.
And he will stand up. Now, DM, because of her treatment, am I okay, or am I still suffering from the after effects?
You are actually okay.
Okay.
The after effects are mitigated by the Saint of Recovery.
Nice. Nice. Cool.
So so you're able to kind of bypass those and for now.
Okay, great. So yeah, Talith will sit up and kind of be surprised at how he feels pretty okay, actually. And before he fully sits up, he'll kind of turn and give us a slight nod to her again before making his way out, and he'll pull his hood back up.
You pull your hood up, and she says, "I'm so sorry. Just please take one of these on the house." She hands you. It's a jar that's just B12 vitamins. She said, "Gotta stay up on those."
Thanks, and
make
he'll
sure to get your iron in.
Yep, thank you. Yep, I got lots
of that. With your blood, you don't want we don't want you collapsing when you stand up. That would be a bad time.
And then he opens the door.
You see Medora crouch.
Oh, hey!
He won't react immediately until he shuts the door behind him, so that Saint Clarita doesn't get involved. Hi.
Howdy.
Were you waiting for me?
Just checking out, just making sure none of us really get pulled into rooms by ourselves, knowing our situation.
Is there... Okay, now DM, I just rolled. But if it's for not, I don't really mind. I'm just curious, does there seem to be any actual genuine concern that Medora has, or she wants to just be Snoopy?
Wow, they're just coming from my neck, huh?
That's well, he's like kind of a vampire, so.
Just casually.
Medora, that is a fantastic question. Are you expressing genuine concern? Or are you trying to make him think you're expressing genuine concern?
I want to say like it's 0.05. He's gained a little bit of trust in me to where I'm actually concerned, but it feels weird to be concerned because I'm never concerned about a man.
Okay.
Preach.
So I think my natural 20 insight will pick up on that 0.01% of caring.
He seems quite distrusting. But you can sense some genuine, at least, intrigue.
And with that, Melody will actually fly over and land on Medora's shoulder, and just kind of look up at her, before fully settling down and just getting a little comfortable.
Oh, your birdie like me. This is nice.
Yeah, she likes everybody, and he'll keep making his way down.
It's actually
I pat Melody on the butt. Pet.
Fantastic. You regroup with Addy and Leslie in the train car. Addy and Leslie, I should ask, have you guys been doing anything interesting? You've been chatting it up, or has it just been like awkward silence for like 2 minutes?
Hey, Leslie. You want to talk about it?
I was going to ask you the same thing. You want to talk about it?
What do you want to talk about? I feel like what I want to talk about is like very relevant and is something that no one knew about. What did you want to talk about?
I was going to talk about something that was relevant and nobody knew about either. Where'd you study? You were in school? I mean, clearly.
You're a lion.
Oh, yeah. Kinda. I'm what they call a shifter. Sorry, I forget that it's not very common. Where I'm from, it was very common. Yeah, but essentially, if I need to, I can sort of do this, and I get some abilities. And at that time, I sort of unshift.
The minute passes, and you return to your kind of base form.
But I'm still me.
Yes. All right. Rock on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, what's your passive perception?
Ooh.
Not a lot. 10.
Okay.
That's an average number.
Yeah. Okay. You don't notice what I was gonna say then. But you went to school. I mean, was that you?
I attended school at one point. I no longer go to school because
What'd you study? Leslie does not look like he's probing. He's like smiling. He just wants to know.
Public relations.
Oh, really? Public relations? You? I'm sorry. That came out wrong.
A little bit.
What about public relations were you so interested in?
More so, I guess the systems, like public systems, and how people can better them.
Right.
And how to make sure that the people who are bettering them stay truthful and honest.
All right. So what is someone like you, who seem to go to a notable school to study something like that, how do you end up with a group like us? Seems unlikely.
It wasn't for me. I left.
You chose to leave.
Hey, folks, we're back.
The door slides open.
How we doing? How we doing in here? We doing good?
Great.
How we doing? You, sir, I point at Bear. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck was that back
I gotta
there?
explain this every time.
He
don't
always
I?
looks like that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now's not the time for gaslighting.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, Addy.
Triple
Look.
G.
Look, where I'm from, it was very common. I'm what they call a shifter, okay? It's still me. It's nothing abnormal. I just.
I
when
mean, it's
need to,
also
I can-
somewhat normal to me. I'll be fine. But I was just.
Oh, good. Well, that's great news.
You were playing
Well,
with the
then we
teeth back
understand
there.
each other.
You gotta focus. You gotta.
Oh, yeah. Well, the teeth were trying to collect with the mouth and the tongue, and what I was, trying to,
you know.
keep on from.
You know.
At this point in time, the kind of intercom will crackle on, and you will hear St. Clarita say, "Well, hey there, folks. Sorry for the turbulence, and especially sorry if any of you have lost friends or family, or even just witnessed the demise of anyone within your train car. As a reminder, we are not held liable. The Dream Train is not held liable for any deaths or disappearances or devourings from extra-dimensional beings. You signed a waiver when you got on, and we are sorry if you didn't read the fine print. We're going to have to make a brief pit stop at the Edge Inn. Feel free to roam around. It will be probably at least a day before we're ready to leave. Don't worry, we will make sure that everyone is back on board for this emergency stop, so you will not be left behind. But feel free to walk around and explore. Stay safe. We will leave if people are not present within probably about 10 to 15 minutes of our leave time, which you will be notified through your tickets. So thank you very much, and we hope that you are enjoying your ride on the Dream Train. We hope life's a dream."
I'll be honest.
The train slows and kind of skirts to a stop.
I'll be honest. Anywhere that isn't some weird dimension or in space sounds great to me. I don't even care what the quality of this inn is. I just want, I want some broth. I want us to sit on the ground.
Agree.
The doors will slide open. Outside, you see kind of basically an asteroid-like feel to the Earth. You can see that there is a small town where the largest building is very clearly the namesake of the town, Edge Inn. You can even see in big, bold letters above it the word Edge. Beyond it, you can see massive piles of trash, almost mountains of scrap and debris and junk that has been thrown here. The town makes its living off of basically salvaging parts from ships and cruisers that end up here or just destroyed. It is kind of disconcerting because this area sits exactly on the border to the murk and reality. So if you stand in the direct center of kind of the trash area and look either east or west, you will see a split where on one side there's nothing but darkness and on the other side there are stars. Where would you like to go?
I would like to get off this train if possible. That's a good way to start.
Not
Are we
allowed.
on Ouroboros or are we on?
No, actually, Leslie, I would say you know where you are.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do.
You have definitely stopped here before. You know this place quite well. The Edge Inn is a quality tavern. It is still pretty seedy because it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's certainly visited by quite a few ne'er-do-wells, but it has its paperwork in order and it runs a tight ship. You are within the very outer edge of the sector Ouroboros. Basically, as far as you can be from real civilization, but still within the sector's parameters. So the answer is yes, but no.
Okay.
Gotcha.
As soon as everybody gets off and we can see our surroundings, and I make sure that what was her name? Saint
Clarita.
Clara.
Or
Clarita?
Clara.
Or
However
Clara,
you would
okay.
whatever name you prefer.
Saint Clara is not looking at us. You kind of instantly see Leslie. Leslie's sense of ease and excited to be here. Facade kind of drop, and he turns pretty quickly to the group. I think he was maybe leading. And he just looks at everybody kind of seriously and says, how many of you have been to the Edge before? Not here, but I mean the Edge in general, the Outer Realms. How many of you have been anywhere near here? Nobody? You?
I don't know, DM. What's the farthest out I've been?
You probably, yeah, I mean, you visited the outer ring before, but you've never been on the edge as far. Addy, you
I mean, the
have.
farthest I've been it would be Thoramon.
Yes. And even then, like, there's no reason to approach the Merc because, like, there's nothing past it, and it's more likely that you'll just die for no reason. Addy, you have been here. Specifically, you have chased a target who basically slipped into the Merc to attempt to escape you. So you've been pretty deep in the paint when it comes to the edge.
I need you all to know that what you're used to, if you haven't been around here, forget everything. There's different rules around here. Sure, they're like legally on paper good to go. They make sure that's the case so that the Modrons don't show up. But in reality, I know there's some. I look around to make sure nobody's like listening. There are ways that people can use this location to get to and from places. And if we want to get out of here, I'm pretty sure I know a way we can. If we don't want to, stick around. But what we're going to do is we're going to go in there. We're going to tell them the same thing that Clara told us, the dream train. And if we see any opportunity to leave, how many of you might want to take it, is what I'm trying to say.
Where would we go?
I don't know.
That's my biggest question, because the problem is we got to keep on going and we got to keep our butts covered. So
And so you have a way off of this rock, aside from the dream train, that just takes us to a random location?
Well, I mean, theoretically, if the people are trustworthy enough, then they will tell us where we're going. But I feel like we're all on a little bit different pages here, okay? Let me be clear.
we in different books.
Let me be clear here. All right, I'll clear things up for you. I am not going to Ouroboros. Okay?
Why not?
I thought we've already been down this road.
And then we decided that we were going.
I don't remember we deciding anything.
Yeah, because you took too much of my dang spores. I told you, one pinch. You took the whole bottle. We went through this, man. We don't know I don't even know how to say this place. We don't know what time frame it is right now.
Addy.
So
while Medora is speaking, you do hear in your head, as Talith will cast the message cantrip.
Ooh, secrets already.
Ooh.
He'll just say to you, "Do you have a reason to go to Ouroboros?"
And I can respond.
You can respond, yes.
Yes.
One word.
Oh,
That's fine. That's all I wanted.
that's good.
Now, do you get it? Do you get it, boy? We got to. We got to fix or do whatever we got to do.
You want to get back on that dream train with what just happened? Clearly, they don't have their stuff.
Better
here.
than
Something
what
bad
I
is
dealt
going
with
on.
in my life. Better than what you would ever have gone through. So
You really
whether
think
you
that?
like it or not, I give two rats' butts about what your deal is. It's about all of us.
If I may, before we don't have to make any sort of decision right now anyway. We can take some time, rest up a little bit. Some of us are a little beat up still. We can, reassess where we're going afterwards if we decide that we want to stick together at all, really. And let's just go from there before we, get at each other's, throats for all this.
You know, you're right. Actually, you're right. Look,
Fair point.
this is all happening very quickly. I didn't think I'd ever be anywhere close to Ouroboros again. And so, it's a lot to take in. All right. So how about we just lodge here, and we'll see what our options are, and whatever needs to happen, even if it's parting ways, then maybe that's what we got to do.
Sounds like a good time for a drink.
I apologize for my actions. I'ma definitely need a drink.
I'm going to need a drink as well.
Let's
Extra strong.
go to the edge and then.
I take my whiskey knee.
We're immediately getting copyrighted.
My
we
coffee
get
blank
DMCA'd.
in my
Grant's
bed.
too perfect.
Leslie is starting to sing like this. It sounds akin to a sea shanty, actually, but it's not exactly a sea shanty. And it is. I'll take my whiskey knee. It is that. But he sings it as if it's kind of like this, like shanty, of
Rousing
I'll
kind of
take
go
my
get
whiskey
him.
knee.
I will
and
take my whiskey knee.
you can tell he's kind of like choosing to like diffuse his own situation and just like, we're gonna have a good time here.
Absolutely. You head into the Edge Inn. It is simultaneously very refined, but also very clearly like for the like lower class. Like it is very well maintained. But it's like it knows that people are going to start fights, so it maintains itself in a way that like stuff isn't going to get broken. You also see framed above the bar, there is a diploma. Which is from the Bardic College of Songs and Seams, which denotes their waitress to have a bachelor's degree in wenchery, which is that's a degree that this world has. You are trained to become a tavern wench. It is a full career.
Wow, good for them.
She could have
Wow.
gone to. Why
Absolutely,
that one?
it's very refined. You know, it takes a lot of
Why
effort to
that
become a
one?
top tier tavern wench. Specifically, when you walk into this bar, you see behind the bar, obviously there is a barkeep. He has a little name tag on that says John. You also see there is an old man sitting next to on the corner of the bar. Beside him, there is a piano. No one is currently sitting at it. Next to the old man, there's a kind of a middle-aged fellow, and then there are two others sat at a table kind of chatting it up. One of them does appear to be kind of in a military-esque uniform, some kind of soldier or something like that.
As we walk in, I will just under my breath quickly, before we like get in, I'll just under my breath quickly say, if somebody asks for a favor, say no, and just pretend like we don't know what we're doing. We're from out of town. And I walk in like a doofus.
Awesome. I like it.
With the rest of the group.
Yeah. What would you like to do? Is there anyone would you like to talk to the barkeep or anything?
I mean, absolutely. I would imagine everybody else. Are you all going to approach the bar? Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Get yourself a table or something. You will.
A table would be great.
There is a waitress kind of running around.
Yeah, as soon as they enter, Talith will just turn and find like a somewhat private booth or table.
Yeah, there's a column of darkness.
A column of the column of darkness in the corner where we can all kind of sit a little more privately.
Absolutely. You go and you find your table. Who all is joining him at the table? Who's heading to the bar?
I will go sit down.
Sit down.
I'll head to the bar just to get like a round of drinks for everybody.
Absolutely.
Medora?
I want to like lean against the wall. Just like.
Yeah. This is an area where if you would like to, you could eavesdrop.
Yes.
That's why I'm leaning against the wall.
Fantastic. Could you roll a D100 for me?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, I'm not used to rolling D100s.
So that'll be the 2D10s.
So it's the D10 with
you should
single
see
digit
one that
numbers and then
has
D10 with the zeros
with
on
like
it.
Okay.
focus up camera. Yeah.
Where
like
is
that.
my? Oh, y'all's look so different. Hold on. Let me cook. Okay, I got him.
You got him. You'll roll both of them.
Okay.
And then the one with 2 digits will be your 10. So if it's like 30, that'll be 30.
Uh-huh.
And then the one with a single number will be the 1 digit. So if it's a 30
So
and then
85.
Perfect.
Cool.
Let me examine my table. Wrong notebook.
Now y'all know about D100s.
It's the part of the paper dungeon where
It's
the
a
DM flips through all the
learning-
books he owns.
see, that
It's happening for the first time in campaign 2.
Yeah, but we don't have a bingo right now.
Happening for the first time in campaign 2.
We got to make a bingo. Well, maybe once we hit like episode 10.
I was gonna say we have to wait a little bit before we can make a bingo.
Yeah, so we know what the tropes are.
We know what all we're doing.
Do we have any bingo spots yet?
Fantastic.
I think Melody perching on someone needs to be a bingo spot.
Column of Darkness.
Column of Darkness.
Is a bingo spot.
Or Addy's I hate magic.
Ooh, that's a good one. Addy says I hate magic.
I'm so glad that you got this. On the side of the wall there, you see a little projection. There are many ways that news is transported across the sectors. For those who are pretty well established, there is like a magical, basically video projection that appears to be running a rerun of one of those really cheesy like romance reality shows, very Bachelor-esque.
Nice.
That has grown to be pretty popular, called The Flower Garden. You actually see there is it's one of those like post interviews with one of the contestants where like so the way that The Flower Garden is set up is the contestants are disguised. So they interact with each other, but they don't actually know what anyone looks like. And they're given a name of a flower that represents them. This is contestant Daffodil. He is being interviewed and they're asking him questions and they're like, so Daffodil, what exactly brought you onto this show? And he says, well, I was once married to a fine gal, but unfortunately I died. And well, it made it pretty tough to be in a relationship with her. And then, as circumstances kind of happened, I was brought back for a little bit, and I saw her with another fella. He seemed like a fine man, and it broke my heart to see her like that. But I knew that it was the right thing because I knew I couldn't stay. And so when I eventually returned to my position amidst the Church of Iron and the guards that guarded the gates of eternity, I decided, I want her to find love, and I know that she would want me to try to find love again. So I figured as best a chance as any, might as well go onto this show, or at least see if I can, and see if I can find love again. My hopes aren't high, but I figured it's as good a shot as any. And the interviewer says, well, thank you very much. This has been Daffodil, or as some of you may know, Vicen. And the broadcast cuts off.
Wow.
My boy.
I want to walk over to Bear and be like, man, they got the craziest stuff on them TVs now. I didn't have these when I grew up, so I don't know what this is.
Oh yeah, well, an interesting thing about especially near the Outer Realms is because they have a little bit less actual productions happening around here. They actually sort of just pipe in stuff from all over the sectors. Like you'll get stuff from across the sector. You get from stuff even beyond it. It's pretty neat, actually. Sometimes I see stuff in a language that I've never heard before, which is interesting. So you get also, checks his shoulders because you get so many people passing through here as well. So they want to, make their guests feel at home. But yeah, who knows where that's from? Did it have a very
classic waitress way? The waitress will stop by your table in the middle of your conversation.
Yeah, and we're just kind of standing there, near the bar.
She says, "Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the Edge Inn. My name's Aurora. Is there anything I can do to help you today? Anything that you're looking for? I know that you already ordered a round of drinks to the table. We also have a meal, a menu, if you are interested in looking at it, if you're craving something to actually eat rather than just..."
Is that right?
The moment I hear the word food, I'm like, food?
She will kind of parse out paper menus to everyone. This is like a full diner experience in the guise of a tavern. So you got all your classic diner foods. You've got wings, you've got nachos, you've got fries, just all sorts of anything that you could order.
Spinach and artichoke dip?
There is absolutely
Yes,
spinach
dude.
artichoke dip.
Let's freaking go.
And she says, feel free to take your time. I can always come back. Unless, could I get you anything to drink other than the round that you've got coming to you?
Well, I think we'll probably all get some water. See, we've been on the Dream Train for some time. I don't know if you heard.
Travelers.
Yes, we are, and we're from quite a ways away, and we're not very familiar with these parts, so I really appreciate the hospitality. Would all of you like a second round after this one, do you think?
Sounds great to me.
I might pass. I'm gonna get me, excuse me, ma'am, instead of water, can I get an iced orange blossom tea by chance?
I'm sure that we can whip something up for you. It might take a little bit of time. We don't have a lot of people asking for a tea here. We do have some in the back, but it'll take some time to get it out of storage and start that brewing and everything. Is that all right with you?
Oh, that'll be fine. Thank you.
I won't need anything. I'll just take the water.
All right. Are you sure? You look like you could use something.
That
was rude. That was so rude of me. I'm sorry. I was trained better than that.
Is he still gaunt at this point? Does he still look
No,
that way?
no, he looks he looks more so closer to how you've previously have seen him,
so
where he
still
doesn't.
somewhat gaunt.
Well, no, he's not. Even when he
just use a tan.
Even when you first saw him, he's never looked gaunt. Like he's not exactly a bulky dude, but he's not. He's more lean than skinny.
A few other patrons will enter the bar as well and sit themselves at a table. They seem like kind of a rowdier bunch too. They're making a bit more noise.
That's good.
Can I ask a question? Where the TV is/was, is there like also like a near to that like some sort of like posting board of any kind?
It's like a quest board / a wanted poster board.
Yeah.
Every tavern must have one. It's required by Dungeons and Dragons law.
Okay. I'll just take a glance at that. More so specifically wondering, I mean, one, taking note of anything maybe near, like quest-wise, something that's maybe nearby to us that's potentially interesting. But more importantly, scoping out if any of our faces are on this board.
Yeah, could you make an investigation check?
I would love nothing more, DM.
Why would you do that, Talith? Make me nervous.
No, don't worry.
Aurora will go and put your orders in. She seems very proficient. If any of you, I
wanted to ask Aurora something really quickly.
Absolutely. What can I help you with, sweetheart?
I feel silly. I feel like we might be here for a while and I might get a little bored, and I left my literature on the train. Is there anything like a newspaper or anything like that that can just entertain my mind while
Absolutely.
we sit here mindlessly?
We get the Sector Times delivered. I'm sure that I could find you a copy. It might not be like this week's, but I can find you something to read. Crossword's
Something
probably not
recent
done.
would be great.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be the newest. I don't mind.
She will grab that when she comes back with your food, and probably a little bit before she'll bring it to you.
Yeah, you can handle what Drew is doing.
Absolutely. Talith, what did you roll in that investigation?
A 16, DM.
16. You're rifling through. This is a fantastic question. Okay. There's a lot of wanted posters on here, most of which no one touches. Like, this is kind of no man's land. Like, if you're hunting down outlaws out here, you're going to get mobbed by outlaws because most everyone who's here is.
Okay.
The only one that is interesting to you is there's one that is clearly ripped, so you can't see a face or a name. And it's the only one that has been tampered with. It does say the like crimes listed would be inciting rebellion. The table behind you of the kind of rowdy group is increasing in volume as they appear to have stumbled upon probably a pretty common argument. What is everyone's passive perceptions?
10.
I love asking for this. I should just write it down because
14.
I know. I know the answer. So we got 14. Does anyone higher than 14?
Mine is only a 13.
13. Okay.
My brain hurts. I'm trying to look at my page.
10 plus your perception modifier.
10 plus perception. Oh gosh, this is so hard to read. 10 plus perception.
I know
12.
there's so many words.
12.
There's so many words.
Leslie and Talith, you will catch on to kind of what they're talking about. You hear one of these all look to be like pretty young men, kind of the rowdy, like college age, stopping at a bar to talk to each other. And their conversation interests both of you for relatively different reasons. It interests you, Talith, simply because anytime there are voices raised, like your hackles kind of come up, and you're already just kind of ready for a fight to break out. Leslie, it stands out to you for very different reasons. You hear them talking. One of the guys says, "Look, I don't care what you say. He was a criminal, and he deserved death. And anything that came to him, he had coming." And another voice rises up and says, "You take that back right now. I swear to God, I will end you where you stand. You know how I stand on this. I was there. All right? I saw him, and I know for a fact he ain't dead." The first voice pipes up and he says, "I don't care what you think you saw. He was stabbed, kicked off his ship. There's no way anyone could survive that. He was left in the middle of nowhere." The second voice stands up, and this time he will turn, and all of you can see a little bit clearly. There is a 20-something-year-old man, pretty handsome, kind of one of those like farmer builds, where like he's been doing a lot of manual labor, but it hasn't been like going to a gym or anything. A pretty clean jawline, but he does have scars from blades that cut across his jaw, a couple on his arms and hands. And he says, "I was there. All right? I watched him go off. And I know he's coming back. And if you want to keep spouting whatever you think you know when you weren't even close, I can't do this anymore." And he storms out.
Wait.
Yep.
Leslie, trusting in the fact that he now has a full beard, totally different clothes. It's been so long. Yeah, I heard of that. Even if he was alive, it would even happen, right?
He turns and he looks at you and he says, "He is alive."
And
all
what
right?
does it matter? So what? So what
Because-
if he comes back? Nothing changes.
What do you mean nothing changes? The revolution starts up again. We kick those... We get them off. Who even are you?
Look, do yourself a favor. Let the past go, all right? A lot of people are still living around with hope. Let me tell you, it's gone, all right? It's never happening. It's never happening. I'm sorry.
He draws his sword.
As soon as that happens, Talith, pretending that he's had a little too much to drink at this point, like just as the blades are beginning to be like hands coming to hilts, he just drunkenly like puts a hand on his shoulder and will cast Charm Person, and he will just say, "Now, friend, there's no need to get all violent. Come on, we both know that you get all uppity about this when you get some drinks. Come on, take a walk with me, friend. You know that a good walk always makes you feel better." And he'll just...
Are you charming me, Leslie?
No.
Okay, the other guy. Okay,
I believe that gives you advantage on charisma checks towards this target? Or is it the one that he just regards you as a friend? One of these is...
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
That's
not terrible. That will be a 16.
Okay, that will succeed.
But you do see his friends are moving towards him to hold him back. Like they're joining you in on this.
Does that give him disadvantage?
Sure, why not? Yeah. Okay, well, he rolled a 19 for the disadvantage, so it's still pretty high up there. But his friends will pile around and say, Tim, all right, this is not the place. These like they're starting to come around and be like, okay, Tim, I get it. I know I I stepped out of line. I'm sorry, but there's no reason to go harm some defenseless middle-aged man in the middle of nowhere, probably homeless. All right, let's not dishonor the name. All right, okay, calm it down. I'm sorry. And he looks at you and he says, the revolution is not dead. All right, and don't you go telling people that they shouldn't have hope. My captain would never let that fly. And he taught me that. And if you want to disrespect him, you disrespect me. And he also taught me that I shouldn't let myself be disrespected. So I suggest you just keep your thoughts to yourself. If you want to go spread the idea that hope is gone and nothing can change, then well, you could just get back on whatever dinghy you came in on. Go back to wherever you're from. All right. I don't want to see you around these. I don't want to see you at all. All right. You're lucky. You're lucky there were other people here. My captain taught me how to fight well enough to know that you would not be standing if these people didn't come and like his friends are pushing him out and he kind of like throws them off and he says, I'm just going to go.
Like him.
Okay, look.
And he storms out the bar.
I'm sorry.
Did you know that guy?
He flips you off.
I like him.
Addy, get your pants on.
Whoa.
DM, in the
go?
commotion, can I attempt to follow him stealthily?
Absolutely. Please roll a stealth check. I'll give you advantage because he is definitely caught up in his rage.
Okay. I think that was on the. Okay, so I think that would be 14.
Yeah. He got in a drink before. Yeah, and he rolled like a 3 for his perception. He's not there. While you go and follow Tim, the rest of you are still at the bar.
Everybody, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. I
Boy,
know we're
you
trying to
almost
lay
got us
low.
in trouble. I
How'd
get
you
it.
know?
We are in a bad spot. We are in a spot that I get really close that you don't want to talk about. But you're going to have to get your head in line so we can stay out of crime, okay? And I put like my pinky up and I'm like, you better put your pinky on it right here, right now.
That's a good line right there.
He sighs and he pinky promises.
Now, if you break that promise, I'm going to break your pinky.
I believe you.
All right, then. Better finish your drink before I do it, because I gotta, mind you, I had I'm assuming like liquor is in the, I would have like,
Yes.
I imagine that Medora drinks tequila neat.
Oh,
With like
shoot.
maybe as a treat with like a
Brutal.
squeeze of orange as a treat. But this
That's
time
your
she
orange
was like,
blossom tea. I see tequila. Right.
But like, no, it'd be like neat, like tequila neat, okay? But she had like, imagine the glass, it was this full, okay? And now it's almost gone.
Absolutely.
I need you all to know that I didn't think I was going to be recognized around here. But apparently I have been. And I've already made enemies. And I don't think I will make more friends if we go to Ouroboros. I think I will continue to make more enemies. Which is why I'm nervous about going back.
And see, that's just the problem that you have, boy. You think that you are a lion. But in reality, you are the most terrified cub in the back of a cave right now.
Now, excuse me. You
No,
don't.
boy. You try to stand up for yourself, but in reality, you're pushing yourself more into that corner. Look, you say that you're not going to make friends. That's in a negative mindset. That's not going to help us to get back to where you want to go. Do you want to go back to where you want? Do you want to go? Do you want to go back? To the middle of an explosion?
Hell no, I don't.
All right, then. The biggest thing is we were given a second chance. Changed the mindset. He's now giving you a second chance at things. Why waste that? Why waste that with that mentality that you got? You look at it as somebody as an enemy. That person admires you. That person believes you are almost like a god. Please don't hurt me. Like a god. All right. Now chin up. You made that pinky promise. I'm going to add to it any negative stuff. I'm stomping on your feet. Now deep breath. And I want you to tell yourself in whatever mirror you got that you are the bravest man out there, because then your enemies will turn into your friends. Or they'll be scared and poop themselves. But
see, I think you're right.
I know I'm right. Ain't gotta tell me twice. Mama always told me I was right. That's why I point to the band on my arm. That's why she gave me this. She trusted me because I kept that positive mindset. For the enemies, to the worst things that happened to me, I could keep on thinking, I'm gonna make more enemies. The person that messed up my life continues to bring people like that into my life. I could keep on thinking, oh, it's an enemy. That's an enemy. No. Where's that gonna take me?
I'm
nowhere.
Loving the infectious positivity, Medora.
Mm-hmm.
The like aggressive positivity. I'm also loving the extreme disgust radiating from Gracie.
She's just like, what
Christ.
Also, Melody does at this point fly from Medora's shoulder back to Bear's shoulder and just kind of nuzzles into him.
And mind you, this whole conversation is now tequila tipsy Medora. It's not her own brain. It's here, but it's not. So it's just
Medora is just speaking words.
I'm speaking the gospel of the truth.
At this point in time, it's
that's funny.
Yeah, no, go on ahead.
Oh, I've got stuff to say. Like I said, I think you're right. The thing is, I have friends, or had them, and they do think that I am in fact brave. Some of them idolized me. That young man you just saw, I taught him how to swing that very sword. I loved him. He loved me. We had each other. We had nothing else. And I need you to understand that every single one of those people believe I failed because I did. And if I come back and they expect revolution and they see this guy, a guy who's terrified, who's run out of luck, who's already had a second chance, they're going to be disappointed. And you know what's going to happen then? Then they're actually going to lose hope.
So why make that premature? We all have demons. Big whoop. Stop running from them. Square up and fight. Not that
big
hard.
Woman saying. Big woman speaking truth. She's back. I don't know if she's backing me up all the way. Sorry, but the thing is, the idea of failure is when you no longer try. Is when you fully give up. That is failure. The amount of times I could have given up when I was crawling on the ground, nearly on the edge of life. If I gave up, that would have been me failing. So in their mind, although you're gone, you did not fail them. Mind you, like just like a bit of tequila is like on the edge of my
Oh
mouth.
my God.
You did not fail them.
You did
Yeah.
not fail. Just slammed
Medora's on her
I
third
swear,
drink by
you
now.
did not.
You
You're
are-
amazing,
oh
and I
my God.
swear you're
Dang.
so good.
Don't talk about my friend that way.
Literally.
Oh my God.
Stop.
Not you, Leslie. This is not you.
Okay,
Oh
I
my word, that's so
understand. I
funny.
understand, and I know what you're trying to say, and I appreciate it. I do. But a revolution can't happen twice. Somebody loses. All right? I found a new life. I found things I enjoy. Okay? I've been given another life beyond essentially the end of one. And what should I just return to the old life? It's like I have to stop becoming who I am now to be who I was. Is that really what you think is best for me?
No. You're never
I've-
gonna go back.
Amidst
just
this
keep
entire
moving
thing,
forward.
nobody's thought about me, okay? And somebody's got to at some point. DM had his hand up.
I just really wanted to clarify. You do not think that Timothy knows who you are.
That's good. I didn't think.
I
yeah,
really wanted to clarify.
I think that's good.
Timothy does not know that you are.
Yeah, that interaction would have been very different. So can we please just be careful? That's all I ask. If we end up going there, we're not going to parade that old Captain Leslie's back in town, okay? Please.
Boy, you think we that stupid? No offense. I appreciate you. But no offense. Knowing most likely the bull crap that you got in there, I'm not trying to mess up my thing. Okay?
All right, I like that. And
I don't know about
you
the rest of this group, but I really don't do loud and, vocal. I kind of try
that's
to
great.
keep it under the radar.
I appreciate that,
So-
and I actually trust you two because of that. Now
He left.
where the hell is Tal?
Meanwhile,
The bird is
He's
splitting
been
around.
gone.
I will also state, would anyone like to history check the name Captain Leslie to see if they know anything?
Oh,
Yes.
I like that.
Can I try? Wait, is
I
it
will
just one
give
person
you-
or can everybody?
I'll give you disadvantage because you're drunk.
No.
But yeah,
Only 12.
12. I will also
Okay,
give
so-
Addy advantage because of the
Wow.
context of this.
Yeah,
Not
Natty's been
better.
around here.
Oh,
Not
gosh.
better. I wish.
One of these days, I'll
One of these
have you
days.
make like a strength history check, and then you'll
Please.
thrive.
May I offer this,
Please.
DM?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that people say, and not all of them are true.
Oh,
is all I'm saying.
absolutely. I'm very aware.
Okay.
What did you get, Medora?
The lowest I rolled was a 17.
17. Okay. Both of you know almost identical information for very different reasons. Addy, you know the name Captain Leslie. He isn't like, this isn't a meeting your heroes type of moment by any means. But you are definitely familiar with the name because you do try to keep like an ear out for heroes. And the civil war that took place on Ouroboros was filled with them. Captain Leslie, and Medora, you would know this well, from more of just a historical standpoint. Captain Leslie was present at basically the defining battle that ended the war, which was less of a battle than an ambush. It's hard to know what really happened there. There's a lot of different theories as to what happened. But Addy, you would know specifically. Let me pull up the information. one of your mentors claims to be present during the Battle of Red Harbor, which was that final battle.
Yep.
And
Interesting.
She claims that she fully believes that Captain Leslie is dead because she watched him get impaled by his second in command.
Yes.
Medora, even though you rolled higher, you actually have less of an idea as to how that battle ended. But you do know more of Captain Leslie's influence on the war. The name Captain Leslie was almost like a prayer. People say that he struck like lightning. He would appear and disappear. One of the greatest captains to have ever sailed the astral sea of Ouroboros. He specifically rode in a clipper ship intended for speed. He would use like guerrilla warfare tactics, strike supply lines, starve out the enemy. He was accompanied by legendary heroes of the rebellion. His second in command was known as Ripper, and she was known to be terrifying on the field of battle. Unfortunately, for many people, he is believed to have died in that final battle, the Battle of Red Harbor. This is all the information that you guys know of Captain Leslie for all of your different reasons. I want to quickly head over to Talith. You are, as this pep talk is going on in the bar, your bird is loving it. Big fan.
Yeah. And Talith is actually like listening in occasionally, like just seeing through her senses momentarily, being like, okay, this is what they're talking about. Great. And they'll pop back to what he's doing.
Cringe and then move back to your stalking. You follow this young man that you overheard his name is Tim.
Right.
He actually heads towards the salvage yard through these great iron gates that close in all of these shipwrecks and trash and scrap and various debris that has ended up here at the edge. And you track him for a fair distance. Could you make a dexterity survival check?
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
I love weird checks. You guys will get very used to weird checks. I
love it every time.
Oh, we love them.
That would be a 16, DM.
Okay, 16. It is difficult to move around in the scrapyard overall. There's constantly things shifting under your feet. Handholds that you grab will just crumble the dust from rust. And you're also trying to do this quietly without being noticed. But you do manage to follow Tim as he walks all the way over and buried halfway into a mound of trash. There is you can see it's been repaired, but the almost entirely complete hull of a clipper ship. And on the side of it, you can see in faded letters, the Skirmisher. And as Tim climbs aboard up a makeshift rope ladder, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Talith didn't get to hear what Tim was gonna say.
I hope that everyone had a good time tonight.
Wow.
Thank you to both my players. You did a fantastic job. This was our first combat. So hopefully for as freewheeling as it was, I hope that it wasn't too terrible. Thank you for all of the listeners for joining me at my table for this session. A couple of things before we go. We really want to shout out our Discord. If you are a new Dungeoneer or an old one and you aren't on our Discord, hop in. It's our main way of providing updates when we go live, any announcements that we have. We'll try to keep updated with the Kickstarter through there as well. And you can also find other Dungeoneers like you. You can go around and share your own personal journeys when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons and kind of your own adventures that you get to go on. It's a super fun place, and we are constantly trying to improve it. Also, if you would like to support us, best we can do it is obviously tell your friends. It's free, and word of mouth is the number one way that we get ourselves out there right now. We've never paid for advertising. Who knows? Eventually that may happen, but for right now, sharing a show. That's how we get our name out. We also have a Patreon that I will be updating with posts over this next week, probably. Assuming that
DM
nothing goes
notes,
horribly
right?
wrong. DM
Like
notes,
specifically
yes.
behind the scenes, what the DM
behind
is
the
planning.
scenes, you will see. I look very composed back here. I have no idea what's happening, and I will be sharing all of the ways that I manage that on the Patreon at some point in time.
He sells himself short. I've seen some of it. It's pretty darn cool, guys.
You can also subscribe to us here on Twitch, on YouTube. Check us out on our podcast, like that, ring the bell, whatever, all the buttons that you can press.
Great,
press
5
them all.
stars.
5
Ring
stars,
the
that's
bell.
the one. Hey, look, press all the buttons, right? We also want to shout out, once again, our Kickstarters. Thank you so much. You are vital to our
Yes.
ability to run this show as haphazardly as we do. This would not be possible without you. Check your emails, fill out your surveys, stuff like that. I think that's everything that I have.
Thank you so much, DM. This was so much happened today that I was not expecting. That is very
this is definitely, I will
Leslie
say,
related.
things are accelerating for individual players much faster than I anticipated that they would be.
It's
You
great.
didn't think?
I'm loving
I'm
it.
kidding.
It's such a good time.
I'm like, I'm going to
but
throw
thank
in
you
this
so much.
thing and maybe add some mystique. And you're like, well, I guess this is it. You found me out. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where?
But I had an absolute blast. Thank you so much for being my players. You did a fantastic job. But I know for many of us, it's past our bedtimes. So the only thing that I have left to say, and I'm not going to biff it this time, good luck and Godspeed, Dungeoneers. We will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Have a
Yeah.
fantastic rest of your
Goodbye,
night,
everybody.
morning, whenever you're watching this. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.